Let's see. Okay, I think that I am live. I know the lighting is a little bit off, but let's see here. Hello. I see one person on. Oh, a few people are on. Hey, everybody. Hey, Nika. Hey, Jess. Hey. Oh, hello, hello. Oh, more people are coming on. Yay. Let me actually change the name of this chat because it's technically week 7. So, herbs. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat how you guys are doing. Let me know how your week was. Y'all know I was on vacation. I actually just got back last night, so I'm a little tired, but you know. Uh, okay. Hey, hey Juan. So let me know how you guys are doing today. We are starting week 7 of our NINT challenge. So we are going to be focusing on hair growth. I hope you guys watched my video on Tuesday, which was all about the herbs fenugreek, nettle, and horsetail. So let me know if you guys are having any questions or anything. Okay, Jessica says, I'm loving the tea rinses. I'm so glad. Which one was your favorite so far? Which one do you think? Oh, Sherry says, hello, everybody. Doing good. How was your vacation? My vacation was so good, y'all. I partied it up. I don't know if you guys watch my Instagram stories every day. I was living life and enjoying it. I needed it. I have like some allergies right now though because I had like really bad allergies in Mexico, which doesn't surprise me because I have allergies everywhere I go. But other than that, it was a really good time. We did like ATVs, we did like the natural pools, we did zip lining, we did a catamaran to the Isla de Mujeres, which is the uh, island of women. It was a really good experience, a really great time. So Yolanda just says, my favorite was the strengthening tea and hey everyone. Oh, so you like the strengthening tea. So that was the henna and aloe tea. That one I really liked too, and I feel like it made my hair nice and red. It was probably one of my favorite teas. That and I really like the marshmallow root tea too. I kind of like both of them. Just as her favorite one is the one with nettle, horsetail, and fenugreek. Oh, so the one that we're doing like I think in week 3, and now the one we're doing this week too, which is good. It's really good. So I also wanted to go ahead and jump in and pick the what you call it, the giveaway winners from the previous week and then from last week because I definitely forgot to do that. I was like, forgot we were traveling last Sunday, so I wasn't able to go live. So Zandili says, how often do you use the henna and aloe tea? So we used that tea last week or the previous week. We used it 3 times in the week. And if you check my videos, you can see I gave you guys all of the details in the videos. So you're trying to use it at least a minimum of 3 times. So if you use it more, that's fine. But just make sure you use something conditioning afterwards to make sure you're getting enough moisture and protein, or in this case, moisture and strength, a nice good balance. So I'm just going to pick the winners from the previous week right now. Give me a second. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to just drop it in the chat as well. Okay, let's see. My phone is like loading all slow today. All right. So for week five, the winner is Ebony Naps or Brown and TT on YouTube for week five, and then week six winner is, let's see who participated, is gonna be Shante Kumira. So definitely email me. I think I actually have both of your emails. I'm now going to go to the YouTube video and pick some winners from YouTube. Okay, T says, hi. Hey, boo, how are you? Kristen says, does the calendar also include recipes? Yes, it does. And also every video that I drop for Tip Tuesday has the full recipe. So the calendar has like the days in which you will be using the tea or the massage. And then at the end of the calendar, I have like week one, and then I'll have like the tea that we're using, like fenugreek, nettle, horsetail. But the actual recipe is actually in each individual video that I drop on Tip Tuesday. T says, I have a quick question, not necessarily pertaining to fenugreek. That's fine. More about hair products. How long can hair products be stored for? What type of hair products? Um, you mean the teas that we're making? The teas we're making, I store them in the fridge for 7 days and then use them all the way up on wash day. Um, but I don't know what hair products you're talking about. Hazy baby, she said, good morning from Cali. Good morning, dear. She says, my favorite was the black seed almond green tea with matcha. Yeah, a lot of people like that one too. That's a really great recipe. Hey, Misty Blue, how are you? Marie says, hope you had a great vacation. Girl, I had a bomb vacation. It was so much fun. If you guys missed my stories, my Instagram stories, I posted every day all of the fun things we were doing. It was a lot of fun. Um, oh, T says, love your hair. Thank you, thank you. I'm surprised it held up really well because I mean I swam every single day, like every single day, um, and I that was the point of putting these braids in my hair because I didn't want to have to deal with it. But yeah, it was really great. Night just walked in the room. Hi, baby. Hi, hi, baby. Let's see. Misty Blue says your Cancun trip looked fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. T says hair products like Mega Growth, Blue Magic. Um, T, if you don't know, on the back of every hair product, they have a symbol. Let me see. They have a symbol that looks like a lid and a bottle, and on there it tells you the expiration date. So like, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on mine because like I'm not about to like zoom in on my camera, but mine says each one is different, but like 12 months. Some will say 1 year, some will say 24 months. So look on the back of your products, and they actually, wherever you see that little like it looks like a lid coming off a bottle, there's going to be a number in there, and that's how many months your products are good for. Misty Blue says, hi, Night. All right, let me pick a winner for YouTube for week five and then a winner for week six. So give me a second here. YouTube comment picker. What you doing? Hi, Patrina. Hey, boo. How are you? Oh, Nika says, once they are open to the air. Yeah, are you talking about the expiration? Yeah, that's what those products are good for. I mean, the length of time they're good for. Okay, videos, week five. Okay, and then week six. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, T. Okay. So the winner for week 5, okay, start the raffle. Okay, this person was not in the challenge. They were just commenting. Let me see. Haha. So for week 5, the winner is Sweet Lady 0512. She is the winner for week 5. I don't remember, honestly, I forget. So I'll go back and take a look at what week 5 winners are. So week 5 winner was Sweet Lady from YouTube, and then week 5 winner from Instagram was Ebony Naps. And for week 6, let's take a look at week 6. Night, what are you doing? And let me tell you, Knight was so happy when I got back. He was like jumping in the air. He was so excited. Hi, baby. I know, I know. He has to go to work though. He's crying because my husband just went to work and he wants us to like stay at home. Leave it alone. Oh wow. Okay, so week 6 winner is Vanessa Renee, Butterfly Reborn. That's her YouTube. So she is the week 6 winner for YouTube, Vanessa Renee. So congratulations. I know sometimes she's in the chat, but I don't think she's on today. But congratulations to all the winners. Um, Nika just said, "Oh, nephew missed you." Yeah, you guys. If you guys have any other questions, just let me know. I probably won't stay on too long. I am really trying to like rest up because I have to go to work on Monday. I don't have to go in, but I have to like log in and check my email from like a week. Yes. Nora says, "Hey sis, love the burgundy braids. Thank you. Actually, when I was braiding them, I was debating. I wanted like all of the burgundy up top, but then I did it and I didn't like it, so then I took it all down, and then I just left like the two underneath. So thank you, thank you. But you guys, let me know if you guys have any questions regarding the challenge, anything herb related. It doesn't have to be solely about the challenge. Um, I just, just coming on just to chit chat with you guys, see how you guys are doing. I know I missed the previous week, so I just wanted to make sure if there were any questions, I could answer your questions for you guys. So I'll just give you a few seconds because I know there's like a delay here between me and the chat. Let me see. And if not, I just want to say, y'all, next week for this week's Tip Tuesday coming up, I'll be starting week 8 of our tea challenge, which is the last week. So I can't believe how fast time has gone. I'll probably leave my braids in for another week or so. We'll see how fuzzy they get. I'm actually going to like shampoo and condition them today and see how messy they get. Z Baby says, I will use fenugreek powder instead of seeds. Should I use more or less of the powder? I would use the same. You could use the same. That's fine. Melissa says, hey, all, have a good day. All right, Melissa, you too. Nora says, recommendation for super moisturizing ingredients to add to my deep conditioner that is not oils or aloe. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to aloe and my scalp hates oils, like honey, scared of glycerin. Well, honey and glycerin are actually really great alternatives or things to add moisture to your products. Any type of also herbal extracts that you can use. Maybe you can like brew a tea using moisturizing ingredients. You could add like slippery elm. You could add marshmallow root. You can brew it in a tea, like kind of the tea that I showed you guys how to make. You could add hibiscus to it and then add that to your tea. Glycerin is amazing. So is honey. So is agave. Um, those are all great products to add if you don't want to add any more oils or butters. Okay, T says, I have high porosity hair and after washing, conditioning my hair and oiling my scalp by using shea butter, leave-in conditioner, and moisturizer, my hair dried out. So is that the order that you're doing the your moisturizing process in? If that's the case, you need to reverse your order. You need to add in, after you shampoo and condition your hair, You need to add in your leave-in. I'm hoping that it's a water-based leave-in conditioner. Then you add your moisturizer, and then I would add your butter to kind of like seal and lock it in. And then after that, because you have high porosity hair, I recommend adding like aloe, fresh aloe or aloe vera juice to your hair after the end of it because it will help like close those cuticles to lay them down. Okay. Nika says, can't believe it flies so fast. Girl, every single time we have a challenge, it flies by like crazy fast. It's so crazy. See, baby says, okay, all right. How long before I can peel again? Because it's starting to itch. And I don't want to cause every buildup. What do you mean? How long can I peel again? What do you mean by that? And you said I want to cause early product buildup. Are you asking me like how long you can cleanse your hair? I wash my hair once a week. When I was on vacation, I used shampoo a little bit more because I had like salt water and things. But usually it's like once a week that I shampoo and condition my hair. And you don't have to oil your hair every single day. Um, I want you to think of like oil as it's obviously can be used as a sealant, but you want to make sure your hair is moisturized and has water in it before you just start adding oil to your scalp. Yolanda says, I do have a question. I was trying to follow a Ayurvedic deep conditioner recipe, so it was supposed to be on the moisturizing side. However, it came out strengthening. Do you think I have to add way more humectants and oils or butters to the recipe for it to be more moisturizing? Um, Yolanda, which recipe were you using? And like what herbs were you using, Yolanda? Okay, she says, are there other herbs that are similar to coconut milk as it contains lots of minerals and vitamins? Yeah, there are a lot of herbs. Honestly, like you could use your flax seeds, you could use marshmallow root. A lot of these herbs have a lot of vitamins in it. But if you're looking for moisturizing herbs, look at those slippery elm, hibiscus, ziziphus. Um, yeah, what type of Ayurvedic deep conditioner or what type of herbs were you using in the recipe? Let's see. Misty Blue says, is castor wax okay for scalp? What is the ingredients in castor wax? I've never heard of that, so I don't know. Does castor wax contain mineral oil, Misty Blue? And you're saying best cleanser to remove wax from hair and scalp. Best cleanser is going to be something that contains sulfates because most of the time waxes have a lot of either silicones, mineral oils, or something that's heavy that's making it waxy. So you're probably going to need something that is sulfate based. Uh, I'm trying to think like I think Kinky Curly Come Clean is a really it's gonna clean your scalp. I think it's like a really good cleanser. Um, I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I really try to stay away from waxes because I don't like to strip my hair that much when I'm shampooing it. What are you using it for? Like, what is the intention of using the wax, the castor oil wax on your scalp? Are you having like dry scalp? Are you having itchiness? Like, what is the intention of it? Sherry just said, everyone have a wonderful week. Thank you, Sherry. Yolanda says, and thanks for the advice for my daughter's high porosity hair. Her hair stays soft throughout the week, however, still when it comes to wash days, it's still kind of difficult to detangle. Her strands still break easily. Also, Yolanda, just remember, make sure you do a lot of protein treatments with her hair and try to keep her hair stretched so detangling is not like a hot mess. Try to wash your hair into like twists or braids and like bigger sections so you can, maneuver each section, detangle it, and put it back up. But just remember, those who have high porosity hair usually do well with protein treatments um, because their hair is more porous. And so that helps to like help you retain moisture for longer. Nora says, what's the difference between honey and glycerin as humectants? Scared of glycerin. I watched a YouTube where someone's hair broke off after using glycerin. Nora, so they're basically different levels in which moisture will be attracted from the environment to your hair. Um, I don't know what the exact difference is. I would say both are great humectants. And I'm not saying that glycerin can't break off someone's hair, but I'm going to go under the guise that they were probably using glycerin in a wrong way and that caused their hair to break off, because glycerin is literally just a humectant, which just means any water in the environment is taking the water from the environment into your hair. So I'm not sure how that could break off somebody's hair. Um, a lot of times, sometimes YouTubers are not honest about all of the things that they were doing. Um, because usually glycerin is diluted in your product with water or with oils and butters and other ingredients. And I've never heard of it breaking off someone's hair. I feel like there's a lot more to that story. And what you can do is do a test section. You don't have to put something all over your hair. You're not using gallons of glycerin. Like, you're most of the time you're using like a tablespoon at most, or a tablespoon of glycerin or a tablespoon of honey into a product that's like 8 ounces. So you're not using so much. And if you're nervous, do a test section in the back. Put a little bit on your hair after you make the product. Put it on your hair and see how it is. You're not supposed to put pure glycerin just on your hair like that. You're always supposed to dilute it in a product. So I feel like sometimes people say things and they don't maybe have all of the information, or they're not sharing all the things that they've done. Um, let's see. T says, how long can I apply products again in my hair? I mean, oh, let me see, T. So okay, T, I don't know what your regimen is, but what I do, and I have like videos on like my regimen. Every week I wash my hair, either shampoo or herbal cleanse. Okay, and the herbal cleanse could be a clay cleanser, it could be herbal treatments, like Aretha, or it could be my shampoo bar. It just depends on what I need. And then I always deep condition afterwards and follow up really with my moisturizing process. So I do a leave-in and my twist cream, and then a light oil, which is my Ayurvedic oil. It's light enough for my hair. And then since we're doing the challenge, I will spray the leave-in tea on my hair. Sometimes I won't use the leave-in, sometimes I'll use the tea as a leave-in. If I need more product, if the tea is strengthening, I'll use the twist cream afterwards. Now, I will do that at least 3 times during the week. I may not seal my hair every third time or every time I use it, but I'll definitely spray my hair to re-moisturize it throughout the week. And then the following wash day or the following Sunday, I'll shampoo and condition my hair. Melissa says, how can one incorporate coconut powder in deep conditioners? Should I add it as I would coconut milk? Um, every I'll say this, every powder has a certain percentage in which you can use. I am not 100% sure what percentage you can use coconut powder, but I'm pretty sure you could at least get away with like a tablespoon into your deep conditioner. Now, I would section that out to the side. I don't know. I've never used coconut powder. I'm not sure if it's one of those you have to like rehydrate before use. I see my battery is flashing. So if I cut off, I will come right back on. I feel like I always have been having like issues right now. So I'm going to talk until it dies. But if it dies, just know I'm going to log back on, okay? So I would definitely maybe like rehydrate the powder first and then add it like a tablespoon to my deep conditioner. See how your hair responds to that. If your hair likes it, then stay with it. If it feels funny, try cutting it in half and seeing how half a tablespoon will work, or maybe 1 teaspoon will work. Hey, Bernie's Junk Closet. She just says, hey, Queen, it's so good to see you. It's good to see you too, boo. Yolanda says, cassia and fenugreek and a little of cedar powder. Okay. You said, I do have a question. I was trying to make a Ayurvedic deep conditioner recipe. Okay. So just so you know, Yolanda, cassia and fenugreek are pretty much strengthening herbs. So that's pretty much why you didn't get that moisturizing effect. Try using some, again, marshmallow root, maybe slippery elm. You could also use okra gel, like boil okra and make that gel from it and add it to your like conditioner if you want. the herbs you're using have a lot of strength to it. The cedar is good. Cedar has a little bit of strength, but it's more of, it produces a mucilage. So you probably will get away with using that as moisture. But I would stay away from cassia if I'm trying to look for moisture. Definitely. Oh, Misty Blue said, I saw castor wax as an ingredient in a pomade. Oh, I'm not sure what it is. I'll have to definitely take a look. I just know pomades are definitely thicker and generally have either beeswax or mineral oil in it. And I actually try to stay away from pomades unless I'm like braiding my hair and I'm using it as like part of like to braid my hair in to like hold the hair into place. Not really a fan of them to use on a regular basis. Again, what is the intention of the pomade? Because I just feel like there's a lot better there's better ingredients or better products to use for certain things. Like if you're looking for like scalp treatments, I prefer a lighter oil to your hair so that you can re-moisturize it. You can also uh, easily shampoo your hair and get rid of it, like get rid of the, dirt and buildup from your hair without having to like strip your hair. So I guess my question is like, what is the intention of using this like pomade? Okay, Deborah says, hello and welcome back, Michelle. I'm always asking off-topic, it's fine, off-topic questions, but I would just want to start taking MSM, probably in orange juice. Just wondering how often should I take it? 2 times weekly. So, Deborah, we actually did a whole MSM challenge, and what I recommend is that you start very, very slowly. We started out with like an eighth of a teaspoon and worked our way up. So we were taking an eighth of a teaspoon every single day. But if you're taking like a large dose, maybe twice weekly is fine. But I recommend, highly, highly recommend taking a small dose every day to get it into your system, into your body, and then, taking larger doses. T says, interesting. You mentioned aloe vera as an added sealant. The shampoo I use has aloe vera in it. I thought aloe vera are supposed to be washed out. Is there any butters you can recommend that has aloe vera? No, aloe vera can definitely be used as a washout ingredient, and it can also be used as a leave-in ingredient. Aloe vera can be left on your hair for days. Just kind of like flaxseed gel can be left on your hair for days. Aloe vera can as well. Very, very moisturizing, especially for a lot of people who have higher porosity hair. Not saying if you have low porosity hair that it can't work for you. Just know that aloe vera has a really low pH, and that's what helps to lay that cuticle down. Sassy said, when you were taking MSN, did hair grow anywhere you didn't want it? I stopped when I saw that MSN was waking up my pores on my neck. For me, no, Sassy. I wouldn't say that it did. I would say my eyebrows got a little bit thicker, but that's it. I'm actually really not a hairy person. So I feel like that I didn't have hair growing a lot of places just because I actually don't have a lot of hair on my body. Like, and it takes a long time for my hair to grow. Like, I only shave my underarms like maybe once a week, every 2 weeks, just because they grow so slow. The same for my legs. So I didn't really see any unwanted hair, too many places. Nika says facts. It's like them rappers who say their teacher told them they wouldn't amount to anything when the teacher only asked them to read out loud. Yes. Some YouTubers just be out here lying. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Misty says, what is a good pre-poo for detangling high porosity hair? So Misty Blue, you could use any of the moisturizing like gel recipes or like the slippery elm and marshmallow root combination together. Um, you can definitely use those combinations to detangle your hair on wash day. Sassy says, sorry, hello, hope you're enjoying your vacation. I actually just got back last night. That's why I said I'm like a little bit tired today, but I was like, let me come on, pick some winners. Uh, See Baby says, high porosity hair must be mindful of pH. It doesn't matter what you use as long as it's between 4.5 and 5.5. Yes, I agree. Nika says, babe, your battery. Yeah, I thought, I'm wondering if I switch my battery, will it kick me off? Uh, the battery is low. All right, y'all. I'm going to try and switch the battery. If it kicks me off, I'm going to come right back on, okay? I promise. Give me a second. Hi, baby. You in here? Finger. Did that work? Yeah, I'm like charging all of my batteries right now. Of course. I didn't do it before I left. I was surprised that it stayed on. So I guess 50% battery is better than flashing red battery life. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see here. Um, okay, Sassy Sister, sorry, hope you're enjoying your vacation. Yeah, I was saying I'm back home. I'm definitely back home. I just got back home last night. A little tired, but I'm here. Uh, okay, so Nora says, so do I dilute glycerin with water and then add it to the deep conditioner? I add like 1 tablespoon undiluted glycerin to the deep conditioner. Nor you can add 1 tablespoon right to the deep conditioner. So that's already your deep conditioner is already formulated, which means it already has water included in it. I would recommend though you take whatever section you're going to use for wash day, scoop that out and then add your glycerin to it. And I'm saying that because every conditioner is formulated with a certain percentage of preservatives. So when you start adding in products, you're disrupting the preservative level of the thing. So your product could go bad much quicker. So if the shelf life says 12 months and you added more water, more glycerin, more this, more that, number one, you could break the separation of the deep conditioner, of the formulation of it, the emulsion. And number two, you could definitely weaken the shelf life of that product. So use whatever you want, section it off. Like if you're going to use 3 tablespoons, then maybe use like half a tablespoon of glycerin. Mix that into that, put that on your hair, whatever. You'll be perfectly fine. Oh, thank you guys. I see all y'all was like, your battery, girl. I thought if I like unplugged it or changed the battery, it would just like kick me off, but I'm glad it didn't. Okay. Okay, let's see. Always like, oh, Octavia said, always a great show. I listen and take notes. I'm glad. 1922 says the pomade is for hair growth. It also contains fenugreek and hibiscus. So do you feel like, Misty Blue, though, that the pomade is working for you? Do you feel like it's tacky on your hair and your scalp? Like, how do you feel about using it on your hair? Because I don't want to tell you, stop using it or don't use it if you feel it's working. I just feel like there's a lot better products out there for regular use. But that's me personally. But if you feel like it's working for you, um, you can use it. By all means, use it. Z Baby says wash day is harsh if you open cuticles with shampoo pH 7, close with conditioner pH 6, reopens with deep conditioner pH 6.5, close with aloe 4.5, reopen with leave-in pH 6. Oh, you're saying like wash day is harsh if you do all of that back and forth. Yeah. I'll say this. There's nothing wrong if your shampoo is a little bit on the higher pH, like pH 6 to 7. Because and I'll say this, good deep conditioners are formulated with a lower pH, about between 4.5 and 5.5, okay? And then, I'll say this. I formulate all of my products, my leave-in, my moisturizer, my twist cream, all of that has a pH of it's about 5, about a pH of a 5. So that way you don't have to worry about your cuticles going through all this opening, closing, opening, closing. Um, and that way your cuticles like closed and your hair is moisturized and soft. B Rose says, how do you open your hair follicles? So that is actually a really good question. You probably want to go to your dermatologist. It's very difficult to open your hair follicles once they have closed. Um, there are things that can help prevent your hair follicles from closing, like herbs that we kind of talk about, like brahmi, burdock roots, spring They actually help to strengthen the hair follicle to keep your hair strong and growing and getting all the nutrients. But like, let's say the hair follicle dies, which I'm assuming you're kind of talking about, and you want to reopen it again. There, they say that it's not possible, and I'm using this because I just don't think there's been enough studies truly done on it. But I know herbs like amla and saw palmetto have been shown to help regrow hair. Now, is it technically opening the hair follicles? I don't know from a scientific level. This is where I say I feel like you can go to your dermatologist and he can like evaluate your scalp and evaluate your hair follicles to see if they're truly open or they're closed fully, or what the status of them are. If they are closed, I still highly recommend trying herbs because again, the research is just, people are not doing all the research that they can on all natural products and all natural herbs, which is why I'm an advocate of trying it. And Ra, he's not on he's not on the chat today, but he actually has seen growth in using some of those herbs on his hair, which doctors had told him that his hair follicles were closed. So definitely look into that if you're suffering from hair loss, if your hair follicles are closed, or they say they're dying, or or dead. Definitely try those herbs out because Ayurvedic medicine is it's powerful, and it's going to take repeated time and repeated use of those herbs. So don't do it one time or two times. You're going to have to use that multiple times, along with, I would highly recommend scalp massages to make sure you get that nutrients and blood flow back into those hair follicles if it is possible. I feel like that's some of the best ways to do it. I know that was a long tangent, but I hope that helps. Okay. Okay, detangle high porosity hair in the shower with conditioner in your hair under running water. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped up. If I use MSM in a hair tea, can I use it every day on my scalp? Yes, you can. I will just say this. Sometimes people find MSM to be a little bit drying. So if you are using it on your scalp every day and you feel like, okay, my hair is getting really, really dry, try using it every other day, or try making two sprays, one that has MSM and one that just has water and like tea, and then alternate them so that way you're getting enough moisture to your hair and to your scalp and still the benefits of the MSM. Oh, y'all are just saying, yep, you're still here. Operation Battery Change was a success. Good, good. ZBM says, detangle high porosity hair in the shower with conditioner in your hair under running water. Use wide tooth comb. It detangles so gently. Yeah, yeah. That's a lot for a lot of people, whether you're high or low porosity hair. That is some of the best way to detangle your hair. Deborah says, I know I missed your MSM challenge, but thanks. I definitely will start off with a small amount. Hope to make your next challenge. Yeah, definitely, definitely. And Deborah, you can always go back. Like, I have all of the videos from the challenge posted, um, about all the details, how we used it, how we incorporated it into different mass treatments during the weeks. So definitely check out those videos. They still have a lot of information, even though we're not on that particular challenge. Still, I still take MSM. I don't take it as frequently as I did before, but I still try to get some MSM into my regimen. I still try to incorporate things from other challenges that I find were really helpful in those challenges into what I'm doing as a normal part of my routine. Oh, Misty says, I haven't tried the pomade yet. Oh, Misty girl, if you haven't tried the pomade, then I highly recommend you DIY and make your own. I think that you should get an oil, and I highly recommend like a lighter oil. You have finer hair strands, right, Misty? If I remember correctly. If you do, I highly recommend like sweet almond oil and avocado oil, and I would infuse those herbs, the fenugreek, I don't remember the other herbs you said, but I would infuse those same herbs into a light oil, especially if you have fine strands. Use those herbs into oil and get those same benefits, and that way you don't have to worry about shampooing your hair with a harsh shampoo to get all that waxy stuff out of your hair. Okay. Naturally on a Budget says, good day. Hello, good day, everyone. She says, hey, Naturally on a Budget. Yolanda says, do you ever rinse your hair with cool water And if so, doesn't that close the hair follicles even before you get to styling? So, Yolanda, there's actually a lot of debate about how much cool water does fully close the cuticles, okay? I think it can help them to lay a little bit more flat, but to fully close the cuticles, I believe you need a substance that has a lower pH. So there has been, I know people have said, oh, rinse your hair with cool water. I think it does help the cuticles to lay more down. Is that what I'm trying to say? But to really like close or have those cuticles be closed, you really need a product that has a lower pH in it. So otherwise, because I would say if you find, I'll say this, if you find, especially if you have lower porosity hair, if you find you're rinsing your hair with cold water and then it's hard for any other product to penetrate back into your hair, stop doing that. I actually stopped doing cold water rinses as somebody who has low porosity hair because I want to make sure that I get all of the products I want to add in first before I like lay that cuticle flat, because as somebody with low porosity hair, our cuticles are already lying very flat. They actually are those that just love to be closed. They always love to close, so I don't need any help in closing it. So I actually try not to, but if you have higher porosity hair, that can aid into, helping your cuticles to lie flat after you moisturize or, condition your hair. I always say this, if you want to think of your conditioner, a lot of people have said this, and I'm not an advocate of this, but I do like to think of it like this. Once you shampoo and condition your hair really should be at optimal moisture, okay? So technically, you shouldn't really need anything after your wash day, okay? Now, our hair is naturally drier, so yes, we will use additional products so that over the course of the next couple days, your hair doesn't dry out. But I always tell people, if you deep condition your hair, you rinse it out, and your hair is still feeling like, then your products are not working for you. You need better products because really after wash day, your hair should be conditioned and your cuticles should almost be not closed, but lying flat anyways from the conditioner. The conditioner should be pH balanced so that once you rinse your hair out, your hair should be moisturized, the cuticle should be lying down. Your cuticle should not be up and open and wild for products. So um, yeah, that's why I know some people who don't actually use any additional products after washing because their deep conditioner is so moisturizing, they feel like their hair is already at optimum moisture, and then they just moisturize the following day. I'm under the guise that I like to just add in more moisture because I don't like to moisturize multiple times in a week. Also, because I have low porosity hair, it's hard to get moisture back in once your cuticles are closed. Does that make sense? Okay. Melissa says, what herbs do you suggest for health and growth? Oh, honey. So this week, actually, if you look at my previous video, I just talked about fenugreek, nettle, and horsetail. Those are 3 herbs that are great for hair health and growth. So definitely check out my video for Tip Tuesday. I talk about all of those herbs and those benefits. Sassy says, love the braids. How long will you keep them in? Probably for another week, just probably till the end of the challenge. As you guys can tell, like, I was just saying, they held up pretty well, but like they're pretty fuzzy for me. I was in the water every single day, multiple times a day, swimming and dunking. So I'll probably leave them in for another week with a challenge, and then when the challenge ends, for you guys, I'll probably take them out. So maybe two more weeks, a week to 2 more weeks. I don't know. Because remember, I'm a week ahead of you guys. So I gave you guys all the information on Tuesday for the start of week 7 for you guys. So I'll be starting week 8 this week for me, but y'all will be starting week 8 the following week. So I'll probably still have braids in my hair by that time. But then during that week for me, I'll probably take it out so that you guys can like see my hair, see the health of my hair, etc. Kenny says, oh, it's rolled up. Speaking of pH, I noticed hibiscus that's not pH balanced is 3.5 and bright red. When you raise the pH, it turns dark. If you lower it again, it turns bright red again. I balanced my hibiscus to 5.5. That's good. It was fun to play with. It is fun to play with it. And you're right. When you do raise the pH of that product, it will turn a darker color. Misty Blue says, how often do you do scalp massages? I try to do it 3 times a week. That was what we were doing on this particular challenge. If you can do it every day, by all means do it every day. I just forget, and I'm not gonna lie on this. While we were away on vacation, y'all, I forgot. I did it like twice. So, but reality is, it's, I was on vacation, whatever. We all are going to have weeks when we don't do everything perfectly, and that's life. That's called life, and that's fine. But if you really can get scalp massages on your hair at least 3 times a week, preferably every day, at least 5 minutes every day, that will be really, really good for you. Nancy Stone. Hey, Nancy. She says, good evening, sister. Good evening, dear. Nora says, was scared of protein. Based on your recommendation, I added 1 tablespoon of the real protein treatment to my deep conditioner. My hair was happy, way less breakage. How often should I do this routine? Okay, Nora, you're the one who has high porosity hair. I would recommend trying that once a month, seeing how your hair starts responding. How is your breakage? How is that over time? That'll probably be really good for you. You might also get away with once every 3 weeks. I don't know how high porosity on the scale you are or how much your hair desperately needs protein. Because sometimes, and I say this all the time, for people who have higher porosity hair and they've never done a protein treatment before in their life, and then they do one and their strands are like, oh my God, this is amazing. A lot of times you still haven't built up to a level where you actually are like perfectly balanced, is what I want to say. So you actually probably could get away with doing protein treatments a little more frequently until you have the perfect moisture and protein balance. But start off with once a month. I think that's like a really good uh, place to start. Just monitor your hair, monitor how your hair is doing. You might need it more frequently, or once a month might just be perfect for you. And I say that, and I'm saying this because I will never forget. I had a friend. She was actually on a hair board with me, and she has really, really fine strands. And she was an advocate henna user. Like like me and her, every 4 weeks, henna, 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 henna. But during that time, we weren't using protein treatments. And I also, if you guys don't know, I also have fine strands. And she went to a stylist, and her stylist told her, your hair is severely protein not balanced. And so they told her to do protein treatments every 2 weeks. They were like, chill out with the henna. They're like, henna's fine, but right now we want your hair to get back to a place that's even like normal. Like, I don't want to say normal, but like perfectly balanced. So they made her do protein treatments every other week for like 6 weeks. And then after the 6th week, like she went in and then she was doing it every 3 weeks. And then she was doing it every month. And then she was alternating so she would do like, after she got to that, which was about, I guess, a month, no, 2 months, she would do like every 2 weeks henna, every 2 weeks protein, every 2 weeks henna, every 2 weeks protein. And she said like she was so nervous to do protein treatments every other week. But she said her hair stopped breakage. She was able to retain length like crazy. And so this is kind of one of the reasons I always tell people, like, I know a lot of times we're scared of protein. It's because a lot of us are using the wrong protein treatments, or we're doing it incorrectly. And so once we find that routine, um, stick with it, right? And that's what's really going to help you to have stronger strands. I know that was a tangent that you weren't talking about, but I just really sometimes like can't stress enough how protein is so key sometimes in helping you to retain length and stop that breakage, like stop it almost immediately. And there are different levels of protein, right? There are proteins that are like in products. So like my strengthening hair mask, right? It's not a full protein treatment. A full protein treatment is like the real protein treatment that you're talking about. But this, my strengthening hair mask has protein in it. Um, and it also has amino acids which help you to build protein in your hair. Um, those things are so important to use regularly in your thing. But still, even with that, occasionally I'll still do a full blown protein treatment, which is that I will record for you guys using my Apogee. I don't do it that often because I'm using products periodically that do contain protein. But again, there are different levels. There are different types. There's small, there's big. I actually have a video about proteins and the role that they play, the small proteins all the way to the larger proteins, how some are more film forming, some are more like penetrate deeper into the hair. There's so much information out there that I have on my page that can really help you when it comes to proteins. Oh, Sassy said, I think some confuse hair follicles and hair cuticles. Yeah, so the hair follicles are what is actually attached at like the base of our hair, and then the hair cuticles are actually down. They run down the length of the strand, and they are like open. They're kind of like open and close to let in moisture. Veg Woman says, "Hey, hey, she's a beautiful tan skin. Thank you. That's that Cancun sun." B Rose says, "I need a good DIY all natural leave-in conditioner." B Rose, if you check my my YouTube on the front page, I have a leave-in conditioner with it's a fenugreek leave-in conditioner. Show you how to formulate it all right there. Definitely check it out. Kenny Marshall, Z Baby says to Kenny Marshall, "How do you adjust your hibiscus?" Oh, T just says, "Thanks again. It's dinner time in the UK. Loving your videos. Keep up the good work, sis. Love ya." Thank you, thank you, T. Love you too, hun. Enjoy dinner. I hope I didn't miss it because I was on a long tangent. But Z Baby, I don't know if Kenny responded. She probably did. But I have a video about how to adjust and raise pH of products. So it's just, I think it's called like lower or raise pH of products. How to lower or raise pH of hair products. So definitely check that out. Hi, baby. Hi. Oh, Misty Blue says, yes, fine strands. Yeah, if you have fine strands, I probably would stay a little bit away from like pomades or extremely waxy things. They tend to be a little bit heavy for our hair products. And I recommend those two oils that I mentioned earlier. Hi. Hey, Faith, how are you, dear? B Rose says, I think I have alopecia areata. B Rose, did you go to a doctor? Are you okay? Like, are you experiencing like severe hair loss in different areas? Like, what's going on? If you don't mind. Okay. Missy Blue says, I sent you the product on IG. Your recipe actually sounds easy. Yeah, okay, I'll definitely take a look at it. We can definitely chat on IG, Misty Blue, but I'm always a fan of easy DIY stuff because I know what's in it, I know it's light, and I know it works. Nika said, I've tried the cold water before adding leave-in, and that sucker snapped my cuticles shut, and my hair was dehydrated by the time it dried because none of my leave-in penetrated. Never again. Right, yeah. That's why I said I actually stopped doing that. If you have low porosity hair, probably should not do that. Kitty says she has a whole video on it, Z Baby. I was using Michelle's methods based on her videos. It was me being a mad scientist. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely do. I do. Hello. Hey, Tiffany. She says, hey, okay, nails. Thank you, Bill. These were my vacation nails. I'm probably gonna have her cut them down because I'll be back to typing tomorrow for work, and I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. Yeah, you got something to say? Okay. Nora says, which is the most moisturizing between slippery elm, marshmallow roots, Irish sea moss? Ooh. I hate to say this, but it's probably going to depend on your hair. I will say slippery elm is probably ranking a little bit higher. Then I would say slippery elm is probably ranking a little bit higher than marshmallow root. But I will say this: Irish sea moss has a ton of moisture and a ton of slip. But some people, like I'll say this: if you leave sea moss in your hair, it does form a gel cast, a hard gel cast on your hair. If you're using it as part of like your conditioning process, it's bomb as like a detangler, something that rinse out. Therefore, maybe slippery elm if you're going to leave that on your hair. Let's see. Kenny's talking to them. Okay. Black Scuba Queen. She says, hi, I'm not doing the challenge, but I enjoy all your DIYs. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Let's see, baby. Thanks, Kenny Marshall. I have watched Michelle's pH adjusting videos, but I guess I focus on lowering pH. Now I need to learn how to raise pH. So just FYI, and I know a lot of people are going to like freak out. To raise the pH of a product, I actually make a sodium hydroxide solution, which is totally fine. I know we think of that as like, oh my God, but it's a 10% solution and you add like 1 or 2 drops to your products to raise the pH. Oh, Misty Blue says, I tried a heavy protein treatment on my high porosity hair and it matted up and broke off in dreads. So Misty Blue, and I totally understand because there are different, like I said, there are different levels of protein treatments and they may not work for you. And unfortunately, I'm sorry that it broke off your hair. I highly recommend if you're going to do a full-blown heavy protein treatment, always try it on a small section of your hair. Somebody who has fine strands, you might do better with like proteins in a moisturizing treatment, like my strengthening hair treatment, that contains particular herbs, particular proteins and amino acids mixed together with enough moisture. You might do better with something like that. Also, I would say look at the type of proteins that were in that particular treatment. Because sometimes your hair might not like soy proteins, your hair might like oat proteins, your hair might not like keratins, but your hair may love collagen, your hair may love silk proteins or silk amino acids. So it's sometimes that your hair cannot handle a certain type of protein versus your hair just hates protein. It just maybe it says I can't, it doesn't handle um, that type of protein, and then you know to avoid that. And I'm curious, Misty, what protein treatment were you talking about? Was it Alpha-G? I will admit, Alpha-G is a powerful protein treatment. Oh, Bolale says, welcome back. Hope you had a good time. Girl, I had a bomb time. It was so good. It was so much fun. It was hard to come back. I said, but I need to rest because I partied. So I said, I'm going to take today and just rest. Like, I literally, like, woke up late. We just ordered pizza. I didn't even cook nothing. I'm just like, let's just relax. Let's see. Kitty says, I use baking soda as the baby. Yeah, you can definitely use baking soda as well. Am I correct? I screenshot her minutes chart that's under the video. Yeah, you can use baking soda. You can also use, like I said, the sodium hydroxide. Oh, Octavia said, link the video after the show. I seen you use it on the young man. Oh yeah, my nephew. Yeah, we definitely use the strengthening treatment on him and me, and it's bomb. It's really bomb. Okay. Kel says, this talk about the importance of protein fire. Yes. Especially where henna is involved. Say it louder. Yes, sis. Yes. It definitely needs to be said because a lot of people think that they use henna and they don't need protein. And I'm like, those things are not synonymous. So, um, yes, it is definitely a must. Ilana says, definitely I agree with the protein because I feel my hair needs more protein, even though I'm low porosity with fine strands. After purchasing the real protein treatment, my hair was soft and strong. Yes, yes, yes. Black Scuba Queen says, I have high porosity hair and I love doing protein treatments. Perfect. But I'm learning to do deep conditioning moisture treatments every wash day. I see and feel a major difference with my hair. Yes. I'm telling you guys, like, once you figure out your hair and once you figure out that good balance between protein and moisture, your hair will thrive. You'll retain length. All that shed hair you be seeing in the shower, it will just become a thing of the past. All the little breakage, I call them little C's, they'll be a thing of the past. Finding that perfect balance and really understanding your hair is made up of protein. Your hair is protein. Um, and things we do deplete protein from our hair. Combing, washing, brushing, the sun, uh, any type of chemicals you do, colors, dyes, everything depletes proteins. And if, again, as I said, if you have fine strands like I do, you don't have an inner medulla, which means that your hair is more prone to breakage just by nature of our hair. High porosity hair, you guys are more prone to easily losing protein, which is why you guys do well with protein treatments too. Again, it's about finding the right type of protein for you. Not all proteins are created equally. Again, definitely check out that video. I'll link it in the chat for you guys, as she mentioned, as we talk a lot about large, medium, and small proteins and all of that. Joy says, question, I got some marshmallow root that didn't produce mucilage. I did the cold release overnight in the refrigerator and nothing. Does this ever happen to you? So, yes, when my marshmallow root is not pure. So you really have to be careful sometimes with certain brands that claim they have marshmallow root and they mix it with other products and then you don't get that mucilage. Now, I don't want you to think that you're going to get like a thick mucilage, but did you watch my video and did you see the more mucilage that I got from it? Are you talking about you didn't get any of that from that? Then I would probably say you probably have a bad batch of marshmallow root. Unfortunately, they like to mix it with sawdust. So it could be really unfortunate. Where did you get your marshmallow root from? Yolanda says, I even tried the Olaplex a few weeks after the bonding treatment 0 and 3 and didn't really feel that great about it. Yeah, well, I'll say this. Olaplex is not a protein treatment. Olaplex is really good, but it's not a protein treatment. And I think it's okay. And you can use it if you don't have colored hair, but I think it is best used and people will see the most benefits when they have colored hair, when they're coloring their hair. Okay. As you guys know, our hair is held together by, maybe you don't know, but our hair is bound together by sulfide bonds, and they're called disulfide bonds or a disulfide bridge that basically like keeps your hair together, right? Holding together. So what happens is like when you do a chemical process on your hair, they have to break those bridges in order to form a new structure, a new color, new whatever. Um, and so the Olaplex helps to bond, to create those bonds so your hair doesn't become more damaged, right? So I would say Olaplex really works wonderfully on people who have chemically treated hair. Not saying that if you don't have chemically treated hair, it won't benefit you, but it's not a protein treatment. It acts similar-ish into a protein, but it really helps to help those sulfur bonds to form and to prevent further damage when you're doing something damaging to your hair, like coloring it. So, yeah, and I still say even those who are using Olaplex, they are still recommended to use protein treatments because, again, Olaplex is not a protein treatment. I wanted to ask how to incorporate like roots like marshmallow and fenugreek with bases with hibiscus tea. I don't know where to put the roots in the water phase. Are you making like a full product or are you just talking about like a tea? If you're just making a tea, hun, you can if you look at my last video, basically just put those into like you could put it into a pan, boil them out, whatever. Strain them in like a stocking, a pantyhose or cheesecloth, whatever you have, and then use that water. Kenny says, I put wheat protein in my henna treatments to lock moisture. I use a silk amino acid cream mix for my ends. I have no issues with it. They suggest not to use animal-based proteins with henna. Yeah, Kenny, I'm not necessarily a fan of it, but if it works for you, do it. Only reason why I say that, and this is just personal preference, and it's not even about mixing animal proteins with henna. It's not even about like two different types of things. It's just I know some people find henna treatments to be very, very strengthening, and then when you add protein to it, some people find it to be like very, very strengthening. But if it's working for your hair, honey, if it's working for you, don't let other people tell you what to do with your hair, okay? As long as you got enough moisture afterwards and after that process and it's working for you, if it's working for you, and I can't stress this enough because sometimes people be like, I was doing this one way and I was doing this for 5 years and my hair was loving it and it was bomb and it was this and that. And then I stopped doing it because so-and-so YouTuber said, don't do this, or so-and-so said, don't do that. And then now my hair is breaking and my hair has been down and I'll be like, oh, why did you switch from what was working? Do not switch from something that is working for you. So I'm glad it's working for you, boo. Dion says, can you help please? When I wash my hair and it's underwater, my hair gets very tangled and matted, which causes breakage. Is it the water? Please help. So, Dion, when you say you're washing your hair, do you mean with shampoo or in the shampooing process or in the conditioning process? At what point in your shampooing or your wash day process is your hair getting matted? And number two, water is not all created equally. You may have hard water that may be messing with the shampoo, the minerals in it, causing it to just matte and stuff. Um, are you washing your hair in sections? What type of shampoo are you using? Does your hair get detangled, or does your hair get tangled in the shampoo process or in the conditioner process? Are you washing your hair wildly? Are you washing your hair into twists or braids? All of those things matter when it comes to washing your hair. So just let me know and I'll try to help you. Oh, Vanessa, you won. Vanessa Renee, I don't know if you're still on because I know I've been on about 20 tangents. But you did win this week for week 6 of the YouTube giveaway. So congrats to you. Yolanda says, now during wash days, I love warm water, but sometimes I tend to go on the hotter side. Lately, my scalp and my crown area is very sensitive and now has a rash. Oh, do you think it's because of the hot water over time? Yolanda, I don't want to say it couldn't be. It could be from that, but I want you to definitely talk to your doctor. Like, go to your dermatologist and just find out for sure. Just find out for sure. Because a rash can be a number of things. It could be something you're using. Could be from too hot water. I don't know how hot you were going, sis. But just check it out before it gets any worse, okay? And have you ever had CCCA? As I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, I don't want to equate that to you if that's not your thing. Um, but I know you already said that your crown area is very sensitive, and that's really common for a lot of Black women. Um, so I'm just curious. Nora says, where do you buy your slippery elm, marshmallow root, iris sea moss? So I use a few companies. I'm sorry. Outside of Amazon, which I do use Amazon, but I'm really picky about Amazon because, people claim to be Amazon sellers and they're stuffy crap. Why can't I think of the name? Um, what is the name of this company, Knight? Can you tell me, Knight? Knight's looking at me like, what are you talking about? What is the name of them? Of course, because let me tell you, trying to type with these nails on, y'all, is a hot mess. Oh, Mountain Rose Herbs. Oh, Lord, thank you. Mountain Rose Herbs. That's where I get a lot of my herbs from. Okay. There's a lot more comments. Let me go. Misty Blue says, yes, protein in a deep conditioner is perfect for my fine hair. Perfect, then. Yes, the silk amino acids are good. Yes. Kimmy says, I wanted to use sodium to pH balance, but I'm scared I will burn holes in the house. I'm going to take it to a hotel room. Kenny. I promise you, it's not as scary as you think it is, especially because you're using such a small amount. I'm sorry, y'all. Can you give me a second? I'm going to just blow my nose real quick. I have bad allergies, and I was in Mexico, and my allergies were like, So I'm about to just go blow my nose. I just can't do it on camera, so just give me a second. Hi, baby. Let's stay here real quick. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. Oh, Misty Blue says it was Afflegy and Plex Defense by Cream of Nature. Oh yeah, girl. Apogee is powerful. I always tell people to try like their 2 minute reconstructor and just see how their hair responds. Again, you might not ever fully need an apogee treatment, but there are definitely other strengthening treatments that might work better for you. Yolanda Jean says, how much baking soda should you use to raise the pH? So Yolanda, definitely check out the video. Let me put it in the chat because I keep talking about it. Okay.
Introducing the all-new Nutrisystem. Now with a breakthrough drink mix that will burn body fat.
Give me a second. Of course, the video started to play. Meanwhile, I'm trying to share the link with y'all. Go ahead. Okay. Okay, so this is the video on how to raise and lower pH. Okay. That will give you everything you'll need from the baking soda to the sodium hydroxide, how to do it with citric acid, how to do it with aloe. That video is really, really helpful if you want to learn how to do that. Hi Miriam, how are you, dear? Z Baby says, I have fine, high porosity hair. My hair and scalp are healthy. I'm scared to do the apogee 2-step. Do I need to do protein? I highly recommend a protein treatment or a strengthening treatment. Have you tried any type of strengthening hair mask? It doesn't have to be mine, but I'm just asking in general. Have you tried any type of conditioners that contain protein? And if apogee is too much, you can highly recommend the Real Protein treatment by what's her name? Natural Beauty. Why did I just draw a blank? My brain's not working today. The Real Protein treatment is bomb. I really, really love that. Highly recommend it. Green Beauty. Duh. Green Beauty. She's another YouTuber, but I would say she's similar to me in that she teaches all about all natural hair care and all that. So Green Beauty makes the Real Protein treatment, which is bomb. Okay. B-Roll says, yes, bald spots galore are starting to grow back now, but it seems slow. I went to my doctor and my vitamin D level was low. I took the supplements. Now that I'm fully vegetarian, I wonder if my hair is not getting what it needs. Yeah, I just saw my battery blinking. Of course it loves me. But oh, my other battery is fully charged. So if I have to switch it out, I will. But I just want to say, B-Rose, a lot of times that's really, really common for Black women. Vitamin D and iron are #1 causes in like hair loss in Black women. So make sure you're getting enough, and it's gonna take time for your hair um, to stop falling out and grow back. But just be consistent with it. You probably do. That is probably what's causing it. Um, yeah, you can use some of the herbs that I mentioned in week 2 of our hair growth or the hair loss video. I actually talk about like 5 or 6 different forms of hair fall and which herbs work for them. So if you go back to week 2 of our challenge, I list all the herbs, like some are like the black seed, the amla, I forget what the other herbs are, but definitely check out that video. It can also aid you in growing back while you take the vitamin D to raise your levels. Kel says, I love my hair after a protein treatment. It holds moisture so well, and I have low porosity hair. Yeah, I think also we just sometimes need to get out of this mindset that only high porosity hair needs protein, because I have low porosity hair, I need protein, and there's plenty of people with low porosity hair that need protein, because it's not just the porosity that determines protein. And Nika says, the way my hair coils after a protein treatment, it's a beautiful thing. It definitely is. And Nika, if y'all don't know, Nika has beautiful, beautiful, like, I don't even know, hip length hair. She does use ApHogee, but she knows that works for her hair. She has a bomb YouTube channel, naturally underscore Nika. Yes, I will put other Black women on because she's actually bomb and gives really helpful tips on Instagram and on YouTube. Definitely check her out. I mean, talking about hip length, bomb. It's probably longer than hip length. I'm actually about to switch out my battery for a new one. So yeah. So let me just answer this. Nora says, when you say protein treatment once every 4 weeks, do you mean every 4 wash days for people who don't wash weekly? When we shampoo hair, does that remove protein? Okay, so when you say you don't wash your hair weekly, do you water rinse your hair? Do you use conditioner weekly? Or are you telling me you don't have water touch your hair for 4 weeks? As you answer that, I'm about to switch in my new battery that's fully charged. Because, of course, you know, I started charging them just when I got back. I'm back, y'all. With full batteries this time. Okay, so I probably got like 3 hours. I don't plan to be here for 3 hours, but I'm back. Okay. Hi, baby. I'm laughing. Well, Kels just said, oh, let me go back to Nora. She says, when we shampoo hair, does that remove protein? So it depends on. Sometimes shampoos can remove minimal amounts of protein, but it's really like the wear and tear of our hair that really removes protein from our hair. Nika says, when she speaks science to me, hi, baby. Hi. Hi. I'm sorry. It's not about you right now. We'll boo love later. We'll boo love later. Okay. Robin says, hey, Michelle, my hair has grown from doing your previous 8-week challenge. The clay detox was amazing, and using honey in my poo-poo and deep conditioner has moisturized my low porosity hair. Robin, I'm so happy. Yes. I love, love, love to hear that. Girl, my hair, Robin, my hair grew so much on that challenge. No. Sorry. He started barking at me. I don't know if you saw my last like final wrap up video when I was showing even from week 4 pull until week 8. It was like major difference. My hair thrived so much. So I'm glad that your hair is bomb. I see you use all caps, sis. Okay. All right. Absolutely. It's like, okay. Oh, Nika's talking to Kels. It looks like it's just like a peacock and shows all the way out. I love it. Yes. JJ says, I'm thinking of making a full product with the marshmallow root and hibiscus tea. I'm trying to do a deep conditioner with really good slip. Love your videos. Very inspirational. Oh, I'm so glad, sis. I do think that that's really good. I will recommend this. JJ, as long as you're making the product for yourself, you can feel free to brew the tea on your own. If you're going to make the product to sell, I highly recommend getting the herbal extracts of the marshmallow root and hibiscus so that you have less risk of spoilage or ruining or the preservative system not working to its fullest potential. Whenever you use teas, all natural teas, in a deep conditioner that you're formulating, just know that they can cause the product to expire quicker because all natural products do not last long. But if you're making it for yourself and you want to use it, as long as you're going to use it within like a month or 2, you should be good with it. Just an FYI, something I learned that no one told me, but I had to learn on my own. Okay, Dion said no, just the water. What did I say? Let me go back up. Oh, Dion, so just by running your hair under the water, your hair gets tangled? Oh, honey, you might have really, really hard water. Um, Dion, I recommend you wash your hair in sections, and if you can get like spring water or actually distilled water. I get the big things of distilled water from my grocery store for 89 cents. There's a gallon distilled water for 89 cents. Uh, you might need to use that to wash your hair if your hair is tangling that much just from water. That should not be happening. That's not a necessarily normal occurrence, especially if your hair is not like severely tangled. You run it under water. It shouldn't be like way more tangled. Black Scuba says, I hate henna. It turned my gray, whitish, reddish brown. I love my gray hair. They're my battle scars. Oh yeah. So yeah, Black Scuba, that is the nature of henna. That is the nature of some herbs. But henna in particular, henna is the only one that has a lawsome dye that will dye your hair a reddish brown color. All of my grays are reddish brown from henna, and that's just what it is. But if you love your gray hairs, you're right. I highly recommend staying away from that. I do recommend cedar or cassia if you're ever looking for like strengthening herbs that won't dye your gray hairs. Oh, Kel says, don't switch on something that works. Can we have this line on repeat? This is so critical. You're dropping gems, Michelle. Yes. uh, let's see. Oh, Black Scuba Queen says Etsy is a good source for herbs. Yeah, actually, I don't know about her for everything, but the Plant Guru, she's on Etsy. This is where I got my chamomile flowers from. I definitely go to different vendors. Hi. I definitely use different vendors when it comes to different things. But I've just started using her for herbs, so I can't attest to like the quality of everything. But I did like the chamomile flowers from her. Kenny says, yes, I was having issues because the henna was not working anymore. I also take 20 grams, 2 scoops of collagen, 2, 3, or 1 and 3 to form keratin in my hair. It's helping me nicely. I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah. Nico said, a mountain rose. I'm trying to telepathically send it to you. Thank you, sis, because my brain was not working earlier. I'm telling you, I just need a day to like just sleep because all the things I was doing all the things on vacation, but not sleeping. JJ says, also does marshmallow root powder have the same effect as the regular root? Yes, you might, and it's going to be dependent. Like you might need a little bit more, or you might need a little bit less of the powder as compared to the actual root. It's hard to say what because it's the powder I believe has the root, the flowers, and the stems of the stalk all incorporated in it. While marshmallow root just has just the root. So I don't, they're a little bit different. So you might maybe need a little bit more of the powder to get that same mucilage, slippery effect. Kenny says, sometimes I mix your oat strengthening hair mask with henna to make a gloss. I love it. But I started doing this after years of getting to know my hair. I wouldn't suggest that people new in this game. Yeah, I agree. So Kenny, that's actually a really good combination. Because the strengthening hair mask is perfectly balanced. Like you're gonna get moisture and strength, and the henna it's probably a really bomb combination. I've done the henna with my deep conditioner, but now you're making me think like, now I gotta try the henna with the strengthening mask and report back to y'all. JJ says yes, it does. The powder is just or should be the root ground up. Yeah. Nika's right. It shouldn't, as she said, it should be, but I know a lot of people who in the marshmallow root powder that mix other things with it. So I would just look at what is actually mixed into your powder mix because unfortunately it's not always what it should be. Kenny says learn your hair first and what it needs and research. Facts. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Misty Blue. She said, I'm never trying a hardcore protein treatment again. I understand, sis. I understand. If the strengthening treatments a mask work for you, that's fine. Kel said Green Beauty. Yeah, it was Green Beauty. Thank you, guys. I know I'm delayed because I just stopped and did 100 things. Nora says, does anyone have a good routine to protect hair from heat? I don't flat iron, I don't blow dry, but I use a hooded dryer on medium heat to dry my roller sets. Um, does anyone have any good routine? I actually don't use heat in really any capacity with my hair. But I would probably recommend a heat protectant, even if you're just using a hooded dryer, which in most cases, a hooded dryer is probably one of the more safer forms of heat because you have a flow. It's not like you're just putting heat on one area and just, it's usually like a flow of air. Um, but I would still recommend using a heat protectant when you do your roller sets. If anyone else has any other suggestions, feel free to leave it for Nora. Z Baby says, Michelle, I've definitely tried strengthening conditioner, etc., but never a bona fide protein treatment. Um, I it might be fine with your hair, and I hate to say this because I don't know everybody's hair, um and I haven't. I'll say this: I haven't done a real protein treatment since the beginning of this year. My hair has been doing really fine though because I've been using my strengthening hair mask frequently enough. But I just know that sometimes that just takes my hair to like the next level. Um, and again, there are just so many different types. So if you're nervous, you can always mix like I really like green beauties because you can add that to your deep conditioner. You can add it to something and give yourself a pretty much a good protein treatment, like a bomb one with just a little bit of moisture from your deep conditioner. So, um, Yolanda says, no, I have never had CCA. After I had my son, I've been trying to battle the postpartum shedding. The back of my hair barely sheds, but now it's just my crown. And even though I keep it in twist during the week. Yolanda, then, if you're shedding from postpartum, I would also go back to your doctor just to make sure that your nutrients are up to where they need to be because I know a lot of times with postpartum shedding, it's like a lot of times you have your hormones are up from the baby and you're also taking all of your multivitamins and all the stuff. Sometimes babies still deplete nutrients that your body needs and it comes out in different ways. And it could be um you need more iron or you need more vitamin D in your regimen, and that could also be causing excessive shedding. So, I do recommend like green tea rinses for your hair, especially a lot. Actually, that was the third thing, and I think in my video that I talked about was like black seeds, omelet, and green tea. Because that's going to give you that DH. It's going to help stop the DHT production, and that could be from hormone production. But I would definitely go to your doctor and ask them like to run you a blood test. Oh wait, did you say that? Oh, okay, no. You said it still sheds a lot of hair. I keep my hair moisturized during the week, and it still sheds a lot. Yeah. It's not about at this point. It's not about if your hair is moisturized or not. Postpartum shedding has a lot to do with your hormones and your vitamin levels in your body. So, I would go back to your doctor and say, hey, yes, postpartum shedding is a normal-ish occurrence, and I say that because not everyone experiences it. Every woman is different, but whenever you have your baby, your hormone levels are up, change, different. You're taking all these vitamins and then you stop doing that, and or the baby's as you're best breastfeeding, you're not getting as much nutrients. I don't know, it could be a number of things. I'm always on the advocate of just go to your doctor, especially with black women. Very, very common their vitamin D and their iron levels plummet during this time, so make sure you go find out for sure, and then you can try other things topically, but like fix, I think that's going to be more of an internal issue than just some external. Okay, Z Curl Girl says, I've been taking MSM for 3 months now. The first 2 months I got over an inch of, oopsie. I got it over an inch each. Okay, let me read that again. Sorry, I scrolled up. The first 2 months I got over an inch each month, but the third month I only got half an inch. Is this normal? Should I take a break and start again? So I highly recommend that you take a break. I don't know what dose you're at, what dose you're taking, but it can be like what happens with anything. Your body gets used to it, right? So it starts to just like regulate it. And I don't recommend just going up and up and up and up and up and up forever. Um, there's not enough studies done to say like at what dose you can like max out at, but I would definitely like take a break, give your body a system to reset, and then try taking it again. Um, Remember, you guys, MSM is used for a number of reasons in the body, so don't overdo anything. Like, I know sometimes we're so focused on hair growth, we like to just like be excessive, but I would highly recommend just, like you said, taking a break and then trying it again in like a month, or lowering your dose to like something minimal and then working your way back up to something higher again in a month. Oh, Veg Woman says the ferritin, which is the iron stores, is critical and overlooked. 60 ng to 90 ng is required for regrowth. Yes, and Veggie Woman, let me tell you, you are speaking facts, because that's actually what I told everybody in my iron video that I did like 2-3 years ago. It wasn't. I didn't call it ferritin. I said your iron stores. I said it wasn't until my iron stores got up so high, which took quite a few months, for my hair to stop falling out and like regrow. I said because initially when you first get that first bit of iron and all that in your body, it's gonna go to the things that needs the most, your organs, your vital organs, and all of that. It's not storing it until you have an excess of. It's not even an excess, but until you have an excess of iron in your system, is it going to start to store it? And that takes so, I say so long. It's going to take months to get to a level where your body's like, okay, now we can finally give it back to your hair and to your skin and to your nails. Your hair and your nails are like the last thing that your body cares about in that sense. Your body cares about its vital organs first and foremost. So your body's going to do everything necessary to protect itself to make sure that those things are running and functioning first. So your hair is like your body's like, you can do without this hair. You can do without these nails, but we can't do without blood pumping to our heart, and we get enough nutrients to our heart and to our organs. So always your hair and your nails are gonna be last. And let me tell you, if she's speaking facts here, your hair is not gonna regrow until that ferritin level or your iron stores are much, much higher. And that's facts. Z Baby says, I have products with hydrolyzed proteins. Good, because those are the only type of proteins that actually work on your hair. Kenny says, Green Beauty is hardcore. She walks around with raw with raw onion treatment with all the smell. Beautiful hair for real, but she is 100% green earth with smell and all. I love her. She uses it as a leave-in, by the way. Yeah. Green Beauty is that girl. I love her. Her protein treatment though is actually really bomb. It is full of hydrolyzed proteins. It's not a DIY mixture. I'm laughing at you, Kenny. But she is Green Earth. She's the old school OG science of hair growth and all of that. She's bomb. She's bomb. Okay, Z Baby says, are there any of my sisters here who have fine, high porosity hair that use ApHogee 2-step? I brought it 2 weeks ago, but I'm terrified of it damaging my hair. Thank you, Michelle, for my healthy, thriving hair. You're welcome, sis. Um, Z Baby, I'm gonna recommend that even if I know you bought it, if you're terrified, try a small section in the back. No need to pour it on your hair, all of your hair, to figure out if your hair hates it. Do a little section right under somewhere underneath in the back. Put it on, see how your hair responds. If you want to try it, I'm just saying. If nobody responds, that is always my recommendation, to do a test patch. See how your hair responds to it. If it all breaks off, sorry. But it's better than all of your hair breaking off. I don't think it's going to break off, in all honesty. Like, that's not, I'm not saying it can't happen, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Do a test patch. Okay. Needham says, hello, are milk treatments, yogurt, etc. an okay alternative if protein treatments aren't always an option? So let me tell you this. Those treatments are not small enough to actually penetrate into your hair shaft to actually provide true protein. The only thing that yogurt and certain milks can provide is more of a moisturizing or coating layer, which is washed off as soon as you rinse the product off. It may leave behind a little bit of stuff, but it's not a protein treatment. It can maybe leave behind some of the fatty acids that are found in the yogurt and the proteins that help to moisturize the hair, but they are not true proteins. The only true protein treatments that can actually work for your hair, penetrate your hair, and deliver film forming benefits that can lock in moisture are hydrolyzed proteins. And that's it. Just hydrolyzed proteins. Okay. Robin says, also, Michelle, I added rose water and glycerin, which I learned from you. Love you, girl. Oh, you're so welcome. Those are bomb. I love those too. Deborah says, Michelle, you make me nervous whenever you touch your eyes with those long nails. Do be careful, sis. Girl, can I tell you how many times I poke my eyes while on vacation? Like, I'm pretty sure I poke my eyes at least once a day while on vacation. Because I didn't realize how much I actually touch my face and touch my eye area. And yeah, it's okay because I'm definitely going to cut these down probably between today and tomorrow because yeah, they were fun on vacation and that was it. Octavia says, thanks on great hair. You're welcome. Veg Woman says, plant guru. Yeah, that's where I got some of my herbs from. I mentioned before, I said I just haven't what you call it, tested all of their herbs yet to see if they're like all really good. Angela says your hair's grown so much. Oh, thanks, Angela. You know this is extension hair. Are you just talking about my hair in general? Because I know I put my hair in braids last week. So I will say that the video before last week, I could really see like the thickness and the length in my hair. It was so thick and full. Like I was like, yo, my hair is bomb. And someone commented was like, you need to keep doing these challenges, girl, because your hair is thriving. And I couldn't agree more. Nora says, makes sense that it's wear and tear that removes protein from your hair, not shampoo. Thought that since I only wash wet hair every 2 weeks, then I don't need as much protein as those who wash weekly. Yeah, it's gonna, I'll say this. It's gonna definitely depend on you and your lifestyle, right? And how much you're doing to your hair, how often you're doing your hair. My curiosity is when you are only shampooing or what, are you only really wetting your hair every 2 weeks, Nora? Like even outside of just like refreshing it, no water rinses during that time. Like you shampoo, you condition your hair, you moisturize it, and then you don't touch your hair again for another 2 weeks. Like water doesn't touch your hair again for another 2 weeks. I'm just curious. Okay, Angela says, I still can't stop single strand knots. So, single strand knots will probably always be the bane of everyone's existence. But what has helped me to minimize them tremendously is keeping my hair stretched in either twists, braids, bandit styles, and then especially on wash day, really not letting my hair shrink all the way back up into like nothingness. Keeping your hair stretched at all times really helps to minimize the single strand knots. Making sure your ends are moisturized and sealed. Nika does this technique where she like wraps her ends after she twists on itself, and it really keeps the ends stretched so that they never like have a chance to knot on themselves. Those are just some tips, I think. Also, you might be someone who you might need to trim a little bit more frequently. I'm not sure how often you're trimming, but really, I think those other factors are really, really important. I actually used to have a lot of single strand knots, but I learned I wasn't, number one, I wasn't detangling my hair well enough, and then shed hair was getting caught. And then when I would start, removing the shed hair, they were just knotting on itself, and it was just like, oh my god, so many problems. So making sure, I'm not saying you have to have fully, thoroughly detangled hair, but making sure that the shed hair from up here gets all the way down and out, especially on wash day. Keeping your hair stretched while in sections, while moisturizing, shampooing, conditioning your hair. Amanda says, hi, hey, how are you? All right, Dana says, I'm recovering from premenopausal shed and breakage in some areas. My doctor has me adding vitamin D, magnesium, and zinc. So now I'm getting things back on track, and then summer hit. What when you said summer hit, what do you mean? Like, is it hard to get back on track in the summertime for you? Like, what's going on with the summer? Okay, Nora says, could you elaborate more on how our hair loses protein? So, actually, I'm also going to drop my protein video in here because there's a lot of questions on protein, which is totally fine. But I also do want you to watch the video after this. Protein. Okay, here we go.
Waiters always look at me and think,
hi, baby. I'm sorry. Okay. And then I'm going to just talk a little bit more about protein real quick. But I just want to drop this in the chat so you guys... So hair loses protein from a number of factors, actually. It could be from the wash day practices. Sometimes when you're detangling your hair, I don't want to say ripping through your hair, but combing your hair, it can lose protein from regular wear and tear, moisturizing your hair, twisting your hair. So from manipulation is really what I want to call it. Manipulation can cause protein loss on the hair over time. Excessive use of the sun makes your hair dry and more brittle, and so then when you manipulate it, it can lose protein. Heat can cause protein loss. Your diet, your diet is probably one of the main causes of protein loss in your hair. Starting as in like when your hair grows out, it doesn't have as much protein because your protein is coming from your body, the nutrients you're taking in. All those factors cause loss of protein in your hair, which is just like a number of things, and it's normal. It's okay. Like some people will naturally have more proteins. I believe people who have coarse strands naturally have more proteins in their hair, which is why I even mentioned in that video also that people who have coarse strands actually, I don't want to say they don't need protein treatments, but their need for protein is much lower than those who have fine and even medium strands, just because naturally their hair has more protein in it. It's also, like I said, outside of that's also just how often the wear and tear of your hair. Different things we're doing to our hair, simple things we're doing to our hair. It may not be the actual shampoo, but maybe the manipulation of the hair from the shampoo and the conditioning of our hair over time. It's pretty normal for people to lose protein on our hair. I don't want to think of it as a bad thing. It's part of the daily process of our hair. Our hair is protein and it loses it, and we add it back to our hair. And that's part of life. Okay. Sis. I'm sorry, I know I mispronounced your name. But she says, hi there. I have 4C natural hair. My hairline is turning gray. I would like my hair to be more thicker than it is. I would like to use rice water in my hair before I shampoo. What do you think? So, rice water is good for the hair. It's not a cure-all. Just like nothing is going to be a cure-all. When you say you want thicker hair, though, are you talking about more individual strands, or like the individual strand to be thicker? Because I will say this: we're all given a certain amount of hair follicles on the number of our hair, right? Some of them become inactive over time due to maybe stress, vitamins, deficiencies, hormones, whatever, a number of causes. So using Ayurveda can actually help to reactivate those hair follicles too. And because of that, your hair appears thicker, right? Over time. It's just like if I have 100 hair follicles and only 75% of them are currently growing hair. The other 25% have been inactive because, again, of stressors in life. When I start using Ayurvedic herbs, they help to regenerate those hair follicles, and now I have back to 100 hair follicles growing and active. So my hair appears thicker because it was thinner at one point because of, stressors in life. So in that case, yes, Ayurveda can help. Rice water can definitely help. When I'm talking about Ayurveda, I'm talking about the herbal treatments, talking about your amla, your fenugreek, rosemary, your horsetail, your nettle. I'm talking about those type of herbal treatments can definitely help your hair to be thicker in a sense. Now, if you're talking about the individual strand, I'm going to recommend you to use herbs like, and I see you say gray, so if you don't want herbs coloring your hair, then don't use henna. But if you don't mind the color change, henna is definitely one of those herbs that coats the hair strands and makes it thicker. So does cassia, and so does Zystophus or Cedar. Now, Zystophus and cassia can be used on gray strands, but those treatments I don't say they run out. They are are less effective, you'll have to use them every 3 weeks, while henna is a more permanent treatment because it binds to the keratins in your hair. Does that make sense? Um. Oh, Misty Blue told Z Baby, don't do it. Deborah says, by the way, your nails are very pretty. Thank you, hun. Nika says, Z Baby, it's more scary in theory than practice. I would suggest making sure you detangle fully before you apply the treatment. Also, it does have a distinct smell. Not neem, but a very strong damn. Yeah, yeah. Needham says, whenever hypersensitivity is an issue, I can't use conventional products, even sunscreen. I had to cut my hair 3 to 4 years ago. My skin and underlying health issues were the focus. Yeah. Anita, a lot of times I say this, a lot of times our underlying health issues are are the number one causes for skin and hair problems. Like those underlying issues, if we don't take care of them, that's why I always stress to you guys to like go get a blood test, go to your doctors, check your vitamin levels, etc. Because a lot of times it's those internal things. We can do topical things to help, but like if you don't fix the internal, it's not you're gonna have a reoccurring problem, and it's never gonna get solved until the internal issue is solved. Bolanle says, I need help. My edges have refused growing. So, you might need to go to your dermatologist and see if your hair follicles are dead or not. Um, Even if they are dead, and I've said this before, it's not impossible for some people. I don't know. It's not for everybody for them to regrow back. In some issues, in some cases, it might be because they haven't done enough study to fully say this. But then I would recommend you do these two herbs, amla and saw palmetto, together. Those two herbs together. Um, I would infuse them into an oil, and I would make a hair tea, and I would use them nightly. And then I would give myself a little massage, not crazy, on my edges. I wouldn't even use a machine. I would just really focus that to get that in on your edges. Um, some of the issues with edges, with traction alopecia, which I'm probably assuming is how you lost them. The traction alopecia really can be really, really damaging to the hair follicle, and sometimes in a place where it cannot regrow. But I always say, try, try, try. And I'm giving you that particular herb combination because that is the herb combination they use to help regrow hair in people who had severe hair loss. And they said it was better than Rogaine. So, I definitely recommend trying that. Oh, Marie says, all right, gotta wash out pre-poo. About to use a shampoo bar. I'm excited. Have a good one. All right, sis. Have a good one. Nora, regarding how often I should do protein treatments for my low porosity hair. Yes, I shampoo, deep condition, moisturize, and twist. Then I don't wash, wet, and moisturize my hair for another 2 weeks. Um, do you find your hair stays moisturized for 2 weeks without re-moisturizing your hair? I mean, that's a long time. I mean, even as someone who has low porosity hair, I think that's a long time to not add any type of moisture or water back to your hair. Oh, what was your question though? Um, Regarding how often should I do protein treatments? So for your hair, do you have fine or medium strands? Can you let me know? And if that's the case, I will recommend every 4 to 6 weeks. And I also highly recommend that you at least spray some type of something, leave in moisturizer on your hair at least 2 to 3 times a week, maybe twice a week. Let me see. Okay, data says it's hot here this year, so no moisture, very, very dry. Fire season came early in Northern Cali, so having to find ways to keep my hair moisturized is drying out as soon as I go outside. Dana, what is your regimen? What is your leave-in? What is your conditioner? Leave-in conditioner? What is your moisturizer? What is your deep conditioner? All of that. I need to know all of that. Yolanda says, if our body requires 60 to 90 mgs of iron, how much is that in milligrams? Oh, girl, I don't know. You're gonna have to look at the conversion charts, and it's different because that's what you need for your body to store. That's your iron stores, which are different from what you just take in. That's how your body is gonna store it at. And to know those numbers, you need to talk to your doctor to find out what your levels are at. And it's not an equivalent. I can't even say like, all right, and maybe there is, but from what I was told, if a woman needs 36, 18 milligrams, 18, 36, 18, one of those every day, that's not going to translate to 1 mg, or two. There's not like a direct translation because your body is going to process it how it decides. So if you need more iron in your current in your bloodstream and in your heart, in your lungs, whatever, I don't know, wherever it is it needs it the most, it's going to break that up, and it may give zero to the iron stores. It may say you took in 18 mgs today, and I'm going to use all 18 of them because you are so deficient, I can't even store anything yet. So it's hard to, there's not like a direct correlate. There might be, but it's not like if I took in 18 milligrams, it's not going to be 1 mg or 10 mgs. It's not going to do that. Your body's going to have to decide how it wants to use it and then break it down. And if there's extra, then, okay, I'll start giving it to the iron stores. Nora says, did you install your braids on wet hair, damp hair, or completely dry hair? So funny thing, I technically did it on dry, damp hair. So what happened was I had my hair from the flaxseed hibiscus gel. So then I rinsed out the gel. I didn't shampoo it out. I rinsed out the gel because I wanted like a fresh gel so I can like I did like rubber bands. I don't know if you can see them. I did like rubber bands and then I put the braids on top. So I like sectioned it off while it was wet, and then it all dried, and they were like this little. They were like little puff balls. I should have taken a picture of it because it was hilarious. So my hair was still kind of like damp, dry, and then I literally got the flaxseed gel and I slathered the flaxseed gel on and I braided it like that with flaxseed gel. And I'm telling you, when I say the flaxseed gel was completely soaked, my hair was completely soaked in the flaxseed gel, completely drenched in it while I braided up my hair. That's how I did it. Z Baby says, Michelle and Tribe, I think I'll return the Apogee, and I'm going to get Green Beauty's Real Protein Treatment and do a test patch of that before I use it. What do you guys think? I think yes. I think so too. I think you should do that. Mark says, hi, you look so pretty. Is Jamaican oil good for your hair? Jamaican black castor oil, you mean, Mark? If so, I do think it's wonderful for your hair. Bologna says saw palmetto powder. Thanks, I will try. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sis. Nora says, my hair is thriving ever since I started watching your YouTube videos and coming to these live chats. I love how your recipes incorporate moisture. Thanks, sis. You're so welcome, sis. Kenny says, I'm going to lose my hair. Every vacation I try to plan, COVID shuts it down. All I want to do is swim in clear water. Delta COVID is messing things up. My hair by extension. I can't de-stress. Oh, everything on the rise. Yeah, it's so crazy because like my friend was like, oh my God, I can't believe you left when it was like Delta COVID on the rise. I'm like, when I booked my trip, Delta COVID wasn't on the rise yet. Like, I definitely didn't know, and I probably wouldn't have booked my trip if I knew Delta COVID was like what it is now. But I'm sorry. I totally understand. But maybe you can do like a staycation and find somewhere you can just de-stress. Because like I totally get it. And I know I needed to get away because I was driving myself crazy. And I will say though, like all of the places that when you leave the country, in order to come back in the country, you have to have a negative COVID test. And let me tell you, I was so nervous. Even though I stayed away from people, like even when I was in the pool and I was like taking videos, I was always like off to the side, away from people because I was like, oh Lord, if I get COVID, I can't go back to the States and I'll be 2 more weeks here. I'm a big stressor. And I couldn't sleep. I was so nervous that the night before I got tested. Everything was fine. Everything was all right. Also, because like it's so crazy because I have bad allergies. Um, so then like my nose started running at first. It wasn't even running. I just was like, I woke up congested. And I was like, oh no. My husband was like, did you throw her? I'm like, no. He's like, does this? I was like, no. He's like, you probably don't have it. He's like, you've been having bad allergies. And I'm like, I know. I was like, I have COVID. I was so dramatic. I did not have COVID. I was fine. Otherwise, I would not be sitting here. But yeah, I got my COVID test. Everything was good. My allergies. And it's funny because my allergies are like definitely getting better as I've been back. I've only been back like 8 hours now. And they're already starting to like return back to normal. So it's just, I totally understand. I totally understand what you're saying. Like I felt like I was like, I need to get away because, oh my God, like it's been crazy. But maybe you can do a staycation and try to just take some time off to just relax and do you. So I feel you, sis. I feel you. Um, Dana says, I do DIYs and they are balanced between protein and moisture. I use henna for color and protein. I'll stay in the rotation. Perfect, perfect. My leave-in right now is Karen's Body Beautiful leave-in, but it's not enough, so my moisture levels are off, and it's going to take a few things to get it back on track. Um, what are you, Dana? What are you deep conditioning your hair with? And are you using moisture? I mean, are you using like steam or heat? Um, Whenever you deep condition your hair, because that might help get your moisture levels back to where you need to be. Nika says 18 mgs is normal iron intake. I take 65 and I'm thinking it's still not enough. Yeah. I think right now I'm taking like 35 mgs. She said 18 is normal. Yeah. I think that's where our 34 or 35. That's where I think I got 34 from because I was like, wait, but you're right. 18 is normal. But if you're like iron deficient and you have iron anemia, you should be taking more. But this is something you should talk to your doctors about. You should really be talking to your doctors about it. Um, Bonali says, how much sea moss do you add to your smoothie and how often? So I'm actually gonna go right back to my smoothie regimen like I was doing before my trip. But I usually do a smoothie like 3, maybe 4 times a week, and I take 2 tablespoons of sea moss in my smoothie. But you can do smoothies every day if you want. That's just me, like that's just me being me. I used to take smoothies every morning, like with my workout. Now if I wake up early enough, I'll do a smoothie with my workout and I'll take the sea moss, blend it right in. You can't even taste it in their smoothies. So yeah. Riri says, is that flaxseed gel something you sell? No, it's not currently something I sell. It's just something that I DIY'd for you guys so you guys could make it. Eva says, can we ask you questions about henna? Sure, sure, sure. Oh, Eva, you must have just joined in because everybody's been asking me questions about henna. So feel free. Drop it in the chat, sis. Um, yes, I actually would be willing to try Green Beauty too. Yeah, I think I highly recommend it. That's the one I recommend to everybody. I do like Alpha G. I've used Alpha G for years, but Green Beauty is that girl. Mm-hmm. Uh, Oh, Nika just said, you are me. The level of over dramatic was perfect. Yes, sis, girl, please. Me and you already know, sis. You already know. You already know. And on top of that, let me tell you, the entire time we are on vacation, well, in Cancun, I don't know about everywhere else, they check your temperatures like 3 times a day. Anytime you want to go in to get food, to get anything, they check your temperature. So it's like even if your temperature slightly goes up and they record it in a book. So they like monitor your temperature. So if you're starting to have like, if your body's starting to fight something off, like your temperature is gonna go up some. So like my husband was like trying to tell me like just calm down, like your temperature, everything's been fine this whole time, like except for congestion. But like again, I said I have severe allergies. I'm always someone, and as soon as I take Claritin, I'm back to normal. I'm like, I know, it's just me. It's just me being dramatic. Anyways, Kenny says, yeah, I booked Las Vegas. That got messed up this week. Oh, I decided to do Carnival, but the government of Florida sued CDC. Oh my God. And they overturned all the cruise restrictions, so we canceled that just now. Oh, sis. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that really does suck. I know, like, I think they just changed, I think the CDC just changed the guidelines again that said now that if you go to a country, you have to get COVID tested before you leave and then quarantine, which makes sense, which is what I did anyways before I left. I was like try to make sure that I'm not like bringing something anywhere. And then, of course, again, once you come back to the States, you have to get COVID tested as well. But I'm sorry, sis. I know how disappointing that'd be. And I literally feel like we literally just got in before like the world decided to change its policies again. But had I known, I don't even know if I would have left, if I would have known things would have been so bad right now or like on the verge of getting like worse. So I don't know. It's just like hard. It's really hard. And I really feel like if you know somebody who has like a pool or do an Airbnb or somewhere, it's not like far away. Somewhere maybe you could like clean up a little bit, like for your own sanity, like wipe the room down before you. Sorry, that was my dog. Come here. Child. Get a dog, they said. It'd be fun. What did you startle you? He was laying down and his thing got caught on the edge of the bed, which is next to the table, which he flipped the whole thing. Okay, anyways. Clearly, that was my cue to stop talking and get back to answering questions. Okay, Dana says, hibiscus, almond aloe, and the juice, and a few others from Hinasuk. Always under the dryer for deep conditioning and pre-poos. It's been the past week because the temps shot up. KBB has worked well in the past, and it's not enough right now. So you might need to also maybe add in like a butter on top of that, or like a oil on top of that, to like lock in the moisture. Also, okay, I was just reading. I'm just rereading it. Um, you said you're using a moisturizer, right? The KBB. Is that a butter or is that a moisturizer? Okay. If not, you might need that, and then like, oh, butters and oils on it, no go. Maybe have you tried aloe? Okay, so after you do your leave-in, have you tried like a gel and then like your moisturizer, or a moisturizer and then a gel? Try the moisturizer and then like a gel and then like a butter on your hair. Okay. We did a nice Atlantic City trip a few weeks ago. We don't gamble. Sorry, y'all. I didn't blow my nose on camera now. I said I wasn't going to do it. Um, okay, we don't gamble, but we have kids that come with us, and they would be bored if we did a place like that just had trees and woods. Oh, hmm. Y'all, help. Let's help. Let's help Kenny think of a staycation trip that's gonna be restful for her. Okay, so leave your suggestions in the comment section for her, or in the chat. What do you think could help her relax? A staycation that involves kids. And it could be somewhere she can maybe drive to where she could feel safe at, going to. Riri says, I just want to say that I love these live videos you do. And how would I know what I need to do in Alpha G protein treatment? I would say you would know when you are having like severe breakage. Also, when your hair just feels like it's not, when you're adding moisture to your hair is not feeling moisturized or staying moisturized for a long time, and using products that maybe normally would, and there's not some type of excessive like outside thing like going on, right? Like, as what's her name, Dana, saying like it's extremely hot right now where she's at, and that's causing her hair to feel dry because it's extreme heat and fires. But if your hair is like also very stretchy, it doesn't have any like what you call it, stretched, what is it called? I'm sure someone's gonna throw it in the chat. I'm gonna but basically you don't have a good enough moisture protein balance. Like your hair stretches forever and doesn't snap back. Then it could be time for that. Also, I always tell, for me, it's also like, it's really the breakage that I start to notice. It's the little seeds that are forever. I'm in the shower, I start to notice them. I'm doing my hair, I start to notice them. It's time for me. I know it's time. Layla says, hi, beautiful. Just want to say hello. Hello, dear. Misty says, I made an amazing smoothie this morning. Watermelon, lime, basil, sea moss, and pineapple. That sounds delicious. Come on, lay down, boo-boo. Come on. Kimmy says, you can't even vacation with a normal issue or they will kick you off the boat or lock you in the room. Yeah, I know. Octavia says, I have a puppy too. Okay, Dana says, butters and oils on it, no go. Like, it's got me lawed. I'm not ready. I'm too young. My mama needs me. That's exactly what he did. He like freaked out. And I don't know what it was. He freaked out and almost flipped the whole thing. He was like dreaming and he like woke himself up. Crazy boy. Okay, Dana says butters and oils, it's no go. Oh, okay, so leave-in and then butter and oil. Hair gels, doesn't like gels. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is sounds like you need like a moisturizer. Do I have a twist cream over here? Do I? What is this? I don't, but it's probably in the other room. But what I recommend for you then, Dana, is a cream, like a cream leave-in after your leave-in conditioner, then like a cream, like a creamy moisturizing cream, and then the butter. Your hair just may need a little bit more. So not just the leave-in and the butter, the leave-in, a moisturizing product, and then your butter. Do I not have it over here? Oh, what is this? Ah, I do. Let's see. Come on. Focus. Oh. Can you see something like that? This is actually my moisturizing twist cream. I was debating if I want to use this one. I guess I'll use it since I'm gonna I just want to show you kind of what it looks like. Like it's a thicker cream, but it's really, really moisturizing for your hair. I'm gonna back up so you can. You need a product like this, I think, after your leave-in. So like your leave-in conditioner, your spray leave-in conditioner, add some type of cream on it, and then now I gotta put this in my room so I remember. Can't sell this one. Use that. Use something like this. I mean, I'm gonna recommend my product, but you know, if you find something in your local grocery store, definitely, or not local grocery store, but in your local hair store, definitely try it. I believe like Main Choice is common out there that you could probably pick up. She has some nice moisturizers. It smells so good. Okay. Nora says, does slippery elm and marshmallow root need to be rinsed out or you can leave it in? You could definitely leave it in. I didn't rinse any of that out when I put it in last week, 2 weeks ago for my tea. Perfectly fine. Kenny says, now I gotta pee. I thought we needed to call the cops or something. Scared me so bad. No, this is your dog. This is your nephew, okay? This is your nephew over here causing a ruckus over here. Misty Blue says, I love a staycation. I take a few days from work and hand out at our subdivision pool lounge area. Oh, probably hang out is what you meant. Oh, yeah. Do you have a place that you can go to a pool at? Please be careful using rice. Robin says, please be careful using rice water. My hair fell out terribly, but thanks to Michelle's info and effective challenges, I'm from pixie to shoulder length in 1 year. Yes! I love to hear that, sis. That's awesome. Misty Blue, the drama. My Scuba Queen says, I'm heading to Cozumel next month. I'm not scared. I will enjoy myself. Girl, I'm glad. I mean, when I tell you, I wasn't scared the whole trip. Like, I want to tell you, I don't know if you saw my stories, my Instagram stories, y'all. I was living it. I did everything. I just kept to, I avoided certain people and drank and ate and drank and ate and partied my life. It was only the night before that my brain was like, all that fun you done had. Look at you. But yeah, no. Nora said, I hate staycations. I don't feel relaxed after. But Nora, she has to stay. She's telling us that she needs a staycation. We need some good suggestions for a staycation. Dana says, Airbnb at a lake or beach. Where do you live? That might work. Does anyone use the solids left over from straining our teas as a mask? So I do use the solids as a mask sometimes. I haven't really done it this much, as much. But anything that has like the marshmallow root, the actual like the root part, or the flowers, I don't necessarily use as a mask just because they're like really could get caught up in your hair. But like any of the powders that I use, I will throw it into a mask, or I'll throw it right into my deep conditioner, slap that on my hair, do one of those. But I have used like some of like the flowers and the other stuff as like mulch. I'm looking over here because I'm looking at my flowers over here. As mulch, and then sometimes I just throw it away. Dana says, stop trying to go to another country. It just isn't worth it right now. Have your faith in God and continue to be careful even in other countries. All right. Misty Blue says, I wonder why my hair didn't like Hinasus cassia curls. She said, we're family now. Blow your nose. Thank you. Misty Blue, it might just be too strengthening for your hair. You did mention you have fine strands. Cassia is a strong herb. Now, a lot of people have a lot to say about henna, but I personally think that cassia can be just as strong as henna. Even though the effects of it wears off in like 3 weeks, the henna is more permanent. But I find cassia to be way more strengthening than henna does. And it's very interesting too. And maybe it's also how I'm using henna, because I'm always using it in like with oils and butters and other things too. But Deidre Forever, she's on Instagram. Me and her, big time friends. She's another herb lover girl, also influencer. And she has been using cassia as her source of strength for years. And she said she had tried henna one time, like 3 or 4 years ago, and was terrified to use henna. Now, I sent her my henna bar. I was like, girl, you trust me. I was like, trust me. And she actually used my henna bar and was like blown away. But she said that she actually found that henna to be she actually found that the cassia was way more strengthening than the henna was. And I don't know, again, it wasn't because I mixed it with other oils and butters. I don't know. But I think sometimes a lot of people are so focused on henna being a strong herb. But I personally think that cassia is equally as strong as henna is. So maybe it was just too drying for your hair. I don't know. Just my thoughts. And Missy just said, we're family now. Blow your nose. Z-Baby says, that smoothie sounds yummy and alkaline. Yeah. I really gonna make a smoothie probably like when I'm finished with this. I need to like, eat some veggies. I did eat veggies while I was there. I ate a lot of like pineapples and mangoes like every day. But a lot of alcohol too. Interesting. Nora just said, me too. Hinasus herbs were just too dry for me. Yeah. Sometimes I just think it's that way. Some of the herb combinations are very strong. I think mixing them with like oils and butters is probably like really, really helpful when it comes to some of her mixes, because they are very strong. Misty Blue said, no kids will help her relax. Send them to grandma. You heard that, Kenny? She said, send your kids to grandma. Let's see. Dana says, I have used a moisturizer with all of it and still wasn't enough. So I'm out of moisturizer and I don't think KBB really has one, so I'm stuck for the moment. Normally use oil and hairdo. Dana, can you message me after this? We're gonna talk, and I'm gonna try to help you out, okay, sis? Oh, my leave-in is a cream. Oh, so maybe you need a liquid leave-in. I usually don't buy mass product, do stuff, and main choice is trash on my hair. Okay, yeah. I was just trying to think of something that might be work like in your area. Dana, message me. We're gonna get you some products, some of my products, okay? That should help, because I do have a good amount of humectants, as someone is saying here. and emollients and all of that in my products. The leave-in conditioner is very moisturizing. It's a spray leave-in that is water and herbal based. And then adding the cream on top just really, it really, really helps a lot. Like really locks in that moisture. So I got you, sis. I watched your video on humectants and emollients. However, I'm still confused on how to apply that knowledge to picking a good hydrating and moisturizing products for my hair. Okay, so I will say this. Let's talk about leave-ins, okay? Leave-in conditioners. To me, a good leave-in conditioner has water and water-based products, humectants, in the first couple ingredients. So a good leave-in conditioner to me has either distilled water, aloe, any type of herbal extracts, rose water within the first 3 to 5 ingredients. And then you want to look for humectants like honey, glycerin, panthenol, honeyquat, polyquats. Sometimes they're called polyquat 7, polyquat 10, polyquat 30, 31. Anything that says polyquat, those are also all humectants. Okay. You want to look for those higher up on lists that are your leave-in. Hi, baby. That are higher up on your leave-in, okay? And then your spray leave-in or some type of liquid leave-in. They can have other emollient type ingredients. Those are like your oils and your butters on your film formers on your hair. Oops. But you really, he's sitting on my feet now. You really want to make sure your product contains those. Now, when I think of more like a moisturizing cream, I still want to look for products that contain waters and humectants high up on the list, but then I'm picky about my emollients. And this is going to depend on, for me, a lot of the times, whether it's summer times, if I'm looking for something more sealing or I'm looking for something more penetrating. But a good moisturizer to me will have both, right? So you want to have oils like avocado oil or sweet almond oil, grapeseed oil, castor oil, extra virgin olive oil, and then maybe some heavier oils or butters like shea butter or mango butter or kupuasu butter or other butters that can also seal in moisture. So I think of it as a whole approach, right? So your leave-ins, you want something that is more water-based. So my leave-in is basically water, aloe, rose water, and herbal extracts. And I literally have just an emulsifier in there and avocado oil, right? And very minimal because I do like to use that on its own. It has a lot of moisturizing properties because it has a lot of hydrating properties. There's panthenol in there, and there is what else is in there? There's hydrolyzed oat protein, but hydrolyzed oat protein is a large protein which actually acts as a humectant or film former, which helps to lock in moisture. So don't think of it like, oh my God, you're not using protein treatment, okay? It's not the same. It's not even in the same category. Um, and then my twist cream is really like a version of that, but with some heavier butters and oils in there. And I say heavy, I'm using it loosely because it's babasu oil, which is similar to like coconut oil, sweet almond oil, avocado oil, all the oils that I talked about, some like ceramide rich oils that are good for your hair that can penetrate deep into the hair, lock in that moisture, and then a little bit of butters. It's not a lot. It is a thicker thing, but it actually is very moisturizing and very penetrating. So that's kind of how you want to look at products when I'm talking about humectants and emollients. Now you can have a humectant in there and it can be all the way low on the list, which means that it's very minimal in there. Or you can have humectants or that are higher up on the list, which you know is going to provide more moisture because humectants attract water from the environment into your hair. And that's what you're looking for products, like depending on the product that you're using. But in those instances, a leave-in and a moisturizer are really meant to hydrate the hair, bring that water in, lock the water in. That is the intention of a good, to me, product, good moisturizing product. And so that's how I look for products. I'm looking for those ingredients when I'm formulating. I'm looking for products that can bring more moisture to the hair, attract more moisture, lock moisture in, penetrate the hair. Those are things that are really, really important. I hope that answered your question. Um, let's see. Boris says, I was shocked. I have more in the freezer, but I'm afraid to use it. Do you always use a leave-in followed by the moisturizer? Or can you get away with just the moisturizer? So Nora, it depends on what style I'm doing. But a lot of times when I used to just use a moisturizer without a leave-in, and I guess this is also before I started formulating my own products, not all moisturizers are created equally. Sometimes I see moisturizers that have water and the second ingredient is a butter or oil, which tells me that there's water in it, but that product may not be as hydrating for my hair like I need it to be, which is why I started realizing when I started using leave-ins that were like more water-based, then when I applied that moisturizer, it really just acted more like a sealant to my hair, right? Um, so I think it's really going to depend on the type of moisturizer you have. Now, I would dare to say that my moisturizing twist cream is actually great on its own because I have perfectly balanced it with moisture, humectants, and sealants. And I will say this: not all moisturizers are formulated the same. Um, so listen to your hair, but also look at the ingredients on there. Missy says that looks creamy. Does it have some hold? Yes, it does have hold. It's my moisturizing twist cream, so it's great for those who like to twist their hair. It's not a lot of hold. It's not like a gel type hold. But like there's oats in here, and so the oats actually have like a kind of like when we make oat gel, has like a stickier um, film forming property. That film forming property helps to bind the twist, and that's what I use pretty much on all of my hair product. Like every time you see my hair in twist, or you guys see my twist outs, I'm only using my products. I don't use anything else. Um, so that definition that I get is from the twist cream. Eva says I've tried Kimla Rose almond joy, and the rice water milk, and it made my hair feel soft. But sometimes it did not. It would get flakes and experience an itchy scalp. Yeah, I never like to talk about every other people's lines, but I have heard the rice water milk. A lot of people didn't care for that particular line. Um, that it didn't make their hair feel good. Like made their hair feel hard sometimes. So it's like maybe too much. Like I don't want to say protein, but like starches in there in the rice that's making people's hair feel hard. Um, I'll say this: not all products. Again, not all products are created equally, and sometimes it's a game of playing to see what your hair likes. But really, again, once you really learn what to look for in the first couple of ingredients, what that means for your hair, whether you're going to get hydration or whether you're just going to get like, there's products I can read. I'm like, this is just going to be pretty much like like a butter almost, a butter with a little bit of water in it, right? Versus something that's like hydrating and moisturizing. Missy said your passion is amazing, Michelle. Thank you, thank you. I love helping out as much as possible. Um, Kiki says I just tried garlic powder and mustard powder mixed with water in my hair. Ooh, I'm sure that probably smelled. For what purpose, Kiki? Oh, Dana says message you where? Do you have Instagram, Dana? If you don't have Instagram, you could email me at NowIamNappy@gmail.com. Misty Blue said, "Oh, could be strengthening like the protein treatment." Misty Blue, I forgot what I was saying. I'm sorry. What are you talking about? Or what was I talking about? Oh, are we talking about the cassia? Yeah, cassia is strengthening like a protein treatment strengthening sometimes. If you didn't like the cassia and curls, I said cassia can be very strengthening. If that's what I was talking about. Um, love Deidre. Yeah, yeah. Sophia says, "Do I need to refrigerate my fenugreek oil?" You shouldn't, but it depends on how did you make it. Is there any type of water in your fenugreek oil? If not, then no, you don't need to refrigerate it. Misty Blue says, "They're not my kids. It's my traveling girlfriend with a vibrant 10 and 18-year-old. We have been isolated traveling together. We are trying to escape Brooklyn." Nika says, "Oh snap! Hey neighbor, Brooklyn got all the good food. What you trying to leave for?" Nora says, "Is rose water a humectant or emollient?" It's a hydrant. Yeah. Thanks, Nika. Katie Marshall, Google top 10 things to do in your city or top 10 places to dine in your city. Then check into a nice hotel in your city with a swimming pool. Be a tourist in your hometown. Her Guiltless Garb says, "Hello, I'm late, but this is my first time joining. How was your vacation?" It was everything. It was a lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. Did a whole lot of things, ATVs and zip lines and travel. We did catamaran to the islands. It was a lot of fun and partying and drinking. I said I need a detox. I need a detox. It was good though. I needed to get away. And thanks for asking. And welcome to the chat, girl. See Baby says, "You might be surprised how many really cool things you're sleeping on in your own town." It's true. It's true. Yes, it does. But I'm looking to trade for a few days. Kenny Marshall said wheat protein is like oat protein. It's similar-ish. It's similar. It's a larger size protein. Raymond says, "I'm gay and my husband has really dry scalp." Okay, so Raymond, you can use herbs like oh wait. Okay, sorry. I want to see if that was a I was reading the rest of the chat. If your scalp is dry, you can use herbs like chamomile that hydrates your hair. You can use um neem or tulsi powder to help with the dryness and itchiness. Lavender, rosemary, and nettle. If you can make it into like a tea or you can make it into an oil. Her Guiltless Garb says, "Does your tooth cream work for high porosity hair? I know that you said it has humectants in it, and in the summertime, humectants typically make my hair more frizzy." So yes, my products do work for high porosity hair. They actually work for all hair types. They do have humectants in it, but I chose humectants that are film forming, which means that they won't attract too much moisture. There's humectants, that is the purpose that they do, but there are film forming humectants which actually coat the hair strand and lock in moisture. Um, so this product has a good mixture of both, and it works. It works. I have had so many people tell me high porosity, low porosity. It's really good. Also, there are sealants in it to help lock in that moisture and prevent like excessive frizz. So I highly recommend it. Not just because I made it, but because it really does work and it doesn't cause excessive frizz in the hair. Nora says, "So we should look for leave-ins that have water, humectants, rosewater, aloe. What else? I want to use your leave-in, but unfortunately aloe gives me insane itching on my scalp." Um, I mean to me that's what makes that's what makes a good leave-in. I would also, like I said, you need some type of emulsifier. Did I read that out loud or did I read that to myself? I think I read that out loud. I was, I read that out loud and then started thinking to myself in my head. Um, to me, that's what makes a good leave-in. Those products that I mentioned, like water, humectants, rosewater, aloe, um, any type of, not any type, but herbal extracts. Some of the herbal extracts that I use, I use lavender extract in mine. I use horsetail extract, sage extract, nettle extract. Anything with like herbal extracts are really, really great for the hair. Um, you said rose water. Also, if you have other ingredients, you're gonna have some type of any type of oils or butters. You're gonna have some type of emulsifier in there. And emulsifiers, and I guess I haven't formulated for you guys in a little while, but if any of the people who were here prior to this know that one of my favorite emulsifiers is called BTMS. But basically on the product, it's called bentronium methyl sulfate, cetyl alcohol, and butylene glycol. Don't be afraid. They're a lot of big words. But basically, they just add slip and manageability, anti-static to your deep conditioner. And they bind the water and oil phase together. And in that case, it's a vegan emulsifier. Works really, really well. It's one of the best out there personally. I think for African American hair that delivers crazy amounts of slip and hydration to the hair. So that's also my preference. But that there are other products that work. But yeah, most leave-ins will have some form of an emulsifier in there. But that's what I would really look for. And then to me, the leave-in would have lighter oils and lighter butters, and that way you can use a heavier cream to like lock in moisture. Sherry says, is cassia available in herb or powder form? From what I've only seen it in powder form, but I'm sure it's an herb they grind down to make a powder. Pretty sure. Um, Hi there, my hair is breaking at the back of my neck. Could you suggest what I can use to make my hair grow back? I should ask, why is your hair breaking at the back of your nape? Is it from rubbing? Are you wearing your hair down all the time? Is it rubbing on clothes? Like, what is causing your hair to break? Or you don't know? Here I go again. Raymond says, check out all the videos from NowIamNappy's Tea Challenge. You'll find a lot of stuff for your husband. Definitely. Renee says, hi, everyone. I encourage everyone to get the oat and aloe leave-in conditioner, the twist cream, and the infused oil. You won't regret it. I will definitely be a long-time customer. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, thank you. Testimonial, y'all. Testimonial. It definitely works. It's definitely life-changing. I will say that. Michelle, I missed your response on where to message you. I had to rinse and co-wash out my pre-poo. So it got me for about 20 minutes before I have to whip out my deep treatment. Oh, I said Instagram, or I'm going to just leave my email in the chat. Okay. Let's see. Thank you so much. I definitely will give it a try. I recently purchased your oat and aloe strengthening mask. I'll be trying it next week on my protein week. Yay! Dana said hibiscus, alma, golden goddess hair, henna aloe vera juice, distill warm hot water, leave on for 2 hours without heat, 1 to 2 hours with heat, depending on what I got going on. It's relax time. All right, sis. That sounds like a good mix. I think I like her goddess hair mix. I think I tried it. I'm pretty sure the goddess one I like, I think is was it the goddess one that wasn't strained? One of her herb mixes was a little crazy to rinse out, and I want to say it was a goddess one. So maybe if you could sift the herbs in the goddess hair mix, unless it's already too late and unless you know. But I thought it was the goddess mix that I felt like left a lot of little pieces in my hair. So glycerin and glycerin are film forming humectants, right? I want to avoid the humectants that attract lots of moisture from the air into my hair. No, panthenol is a film forming humectant. So is you like your polyquat. I think polyquat 10 is one of the better ones. Polyquat 7 is also really good too, and film forming. My hair is so soft and moisturized. Oh, that's good, Renee. A little goes a long way. Yes, yes. Ooh, thank you for shouting me out, Renee. I appreciate you, sis. Kenny says, I make a nice BTMS onion garlic pre-poo. I use heat with it in my hair, and the house smells like a Sunday dinner. Sunday dinner, great for hair. I bet it is bomb, though. Her Guiltless Garb says, it's the goddess that's not strained well. Yeah. The goddess is powders, and I use the co-washes, and I have no issues with it coming out. Thanks, Latina. Okay. Well, I'm glad it, what you call it? It came out well because I'm pretty sure when I used the guys the last time, I had pieces of my hair forever, and I don't care what I co-washed it like 3 or 4 times, but it was really moisturizing for my hair. It just didn't rinse as well. That's all. But I'm glad if it worked for you. By all means, sis. Um, okay, Dana, wonderful. Yeah, Nika says Polyquat 7 is the GOAT. Yeah, I have so many Polyquats. I was trying to remember them all. Like, they're up in my... whenever I'm looking over here, you guys can't see, but I have, like, 2 other bookshelves over here. So every time I look over, it's because I'm trying to see if I can see the product to recommend to you guys. Bye, you guys. I think we have come to a lull. I am going to go relax with my dog, who is, dying for me to go lay down with him. Like, he wants to lay on the couch with me. So bad. So yeah, I think I'm gonna head out. But thank you guys for the wonderful chat. Congrats to the winners. I'll be mailing products, I think, on Wednesday. So anybody who ordered, I saw a few people ordered, even though I put my store was closed. I told everybody I was going to mail out orders on Wednesday. So for everybody who won this week, I'll mail out your products on Wednesday. So yeah. Oh, Nora says, would you consider making a video on humectants as well as your skincare routine? Nora, I have a video on humectants. It's called, I think it's humectants, emollients, and something else. I think I already have a video on that. Actually, let me see if I can find it, and I'll just link it in the chat. It's funny because, like, I know that you guys found me, like, a lot of people found me later on. But what I did was, in the beginning of my YouTube journey, once I figured out kind of what I wanted to talk about and help you guys with, I decided, oh yeah, I did. It was about a year ago. I can't believe it. What I started to do before I started to formulate, and I guess because I didn't say it to everyone, I kind of just started doing it. I started giving you guys a lot of background information about things. So I started a series on humectants, emollient, occlusives. I did videos on pH balance, how to raise and lower pH. I did videos on preservatives. I did a lot of videos on a lot of things to give you foundational work. So that way when I was formulating, you guys could, maybe there wasn't a connection because I didn't like necessarily state it. But like, so you guys can see me put into use all the information that I just taught you guys about, right? Because it seemed like one off, like, okay, here's a video on pH balance, but what do I care about that? But then when you start to formulate and we start to use products and you start to make products, you're like, oh, this is actually really important for my hair. Oh, this is actually really important for understanding why people are using humectants in products and what I should be looking for. So yeah, so definitely check out that video. I do go into a lot more detail about everything. And thank you, Z baby. I see you throwing in there. uh, Octavia said, fabulous show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kenny says, thanks to everyone listening to me rant. Happy hair health to all. See you soon. Yes. Thank you guys for joining me today. Seriously, I have so much love for you guys, always supporting me every week. So I'll see you guys on Tip Tuesday. If you guys do have any questions after this, like you know, think about something, drop it in the chat or in the comment section. Don't drop it in this thing at this point, in the live chat at this point, but drop it in the comments afterwards, and I will try to like either add it into the next video or respond in that video. Okay. Oh, Nika said the background foundation is so needed and so resistant. Yeah, yeah. And it's really interesting, Nika, that you say that because a lot of people didn't necessarily watch those videos back then. But then as my channel started to grow, people are now going back to say, oh, I saw you had a video on that, And also it's a good point of reference. So now when people are asking me like, I'm not just pulling this information from anywhere, but like I've been studying this for quite some time. And I want you guys to have that same background, regardless if you're going to formulate or not, but just helps you guys to figure out when you're buying products, what to look for, right? How do I know this product is actually going to be good? Is it going to be worth it? Is it going to do what it says it's supposed to do? And you can tell a lot of that based off of the ingredients that are listed, where they're listed on the ingredient list, etc. So, that's my spiel for today. I'm happy that you guys joined me. Oh, Kenny says, hey, did videos get deleted on your page? It's a huge gap in years. So no videos did not get deleted. I started YouTube, I guess 8 or 9 years ago when I first went natural, like a year or two after I went natural. And I don't know, life happened. I went to school, got married. Well, had a heartbreak, went back to school, got married, and then after I graduated from school, I started YouTube again. So that long, 8-year break is just life. But when I came back this time around, I knew what I didn't know exactly what I wanted to focus on, but I knew I had something to offer. And it's funny that like this is where it spawned into, right? Like I definitely thought like I didn't want to do just YouTube reviews. I felt like there was a ton of YouTube reviewers out there who were like, use this product, use this product, use this product. And I didn't want to just do that in the beginning though. Like, of course, people are going to pay you like, oh, try my products. But once I found my groove, once I found what I knew I wanted to talk about, it's been no stopping me, and I'm happy that you guys are like on my journey with me. Oh, Nora says skincare routine, sis. Oh yes, okay, yes. I'm gonna do a skincare video for you guys. Uh, she's like, okay, let me let you go. Thanks, Michelle, for all the knowledge. Much appreciated. You're so welcome. Yeah, but I'll definitely do a skincare. Y'all have been asking, so it's time for me to get on it. I know I have an old skincare video for you guys, but I've definitely updated that a lot, and so I'll give you my new routine. But thank you, ladies. Thank you, gentlemen, and everybody else who's on here. Oh, wow. Octavia said, I found you when I was looking for crown hair help. It worked, and I've been following you since. Yay. I'm so glad to help. I seriously am so glad to help because that's really what I wanted to be. So, a help to people, Black women, anybody who's suffering from hair issues because it really crosses, but especially for us directing to issues that we have and we're suffering from. So, I'm glad you're here along the journey with me. Much love to you guys, but that's it for today. Don't forget to like the video. Bye, everyone.